What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans, Memphis Grizzlies fans? Welcome to TSR Sports, where I'll be doing a live play-by-play, live scoreboard, live chat, and just hopefully having a fun time watching my San Antonio Spurs hopefully end their losing streak. I believe we're up to four losses in a row, and going against a team in the Memphis Grizzlies that the Spurs have not played them very well, and they've had no answer for Jean Morant. Can Dre Jones shut him down? Devin Vassell? We'll see. This is going to be an extremely tough game for the San Antonio Spurs, an extremely tough week. They already lost Monday, play the Grizzlies tonight. Very tough game. They play the Bucks on Friday. Tough week for sure. Disappointing loss against the Nuggets Monday night. They could have, should have won that game. They didn't. But here we are. Selena Gomez, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. As always, go Spurs, go! And if you could hit the thumbs up, would appreciate it. Fast, fun, free, nutritious, and delicious. It does help the channel. If you ain't down with that, we have two words for you. Chuck Norris! All right. It turns out there's a San Antonio Spurs documentary on the Spurs YouTube channel. I knew it was coming out. I assumed it was going to be on Netflix like the Tony Parker documentary, and I don't have Netflix. But apparently it's on the YouTubes, and that is something that I am definitely interested in seeing. I believe it's on the 1999 Spurs, the year they won their first championship. David Robinson was part of that team, my favorite player, so definitely something I should be watching. We're rocking the double Johnsons tonight. Bunch of Johnsons behind me. That happened. Jock, good evening. Benjamin Lane, go Spurs, go to you. And oh boy. Now, I know Steven Adams is dealing with an injury. I think I saw he was questionable. Is it Jaren Jackson? Jackson, I think, is out tonight. Yeah, what do you guys think? Over under on John Morant? Do you think is it 40? Should we set the baseline at 40? Litterbox, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. I feel like the line is 40. He torches us every time, and I don't see why tonight would be any different. But who knows? What I didn't know is Desmond Bane, is averaging 24 points per game this year. Dang, he's off to a good start. No, I warned Manu recently, but I figured the Spurs need a win, so I'm going to go to the greatest Spur of all time to try to get the winning juices into this team to get a win. Even though some of the team tank are very happy that we've been losing. Surprisingly, quite a few comments happy that they've been losing. I thought the team tank stuff went away, but I guess not. It's your boy Rico, 35. I'm on 008 Game Boy, but it's illegal in the United States to show live game footage. So I just have a live scoreboard, obviously a live chat, me calling the game, but can't show it. Illegal. We do need more Timmy. Don't we play you, Kyle? The Giants play the Texans Sunday, don't they? It's a good chance for the Giants to get back on the winning side of things. The Texans, y'all are the struggle is real right now. What I didn't know, this is not an NBA related, but it is sports related. I saw Jeff Saturday was named the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. What I didn't realize is that he was not a member of the team. I thought maybe he was an assistant coach or something, and they just promoted him to head coach. No, he was like off coaching high school or something, and here he is. Good luck to him. I'm doing good, Roy. How you doing? Big game for our Spurs. Like to see him get back to 500. I know there's some fans that are absolutely probably loving this. I'm not, but I guess if there's one silver lining for TSR is I haven't bought my tickets yet to the games in a few weeks. I'll probably buy them this weekend. If they keep losing, tickets might be a little more readily available and might drop a little bit in price. But I'd rather my team win. Come on now. Mickey, good evening. David, holla to you. Dude, what is with the Raiders? Wow. A friend of mine went to see the Raiders game against the Jags, and I think I saw a stat the Raiders up until this year in their team history, they blew like 5 games when they're winning by 17 or more, and already this year they've blown 3 games where they're winning by like 17 or more. So the Raiders are atrocious. I feel bad that a friend of mine flew to Florida to go see it and didn't get to see him win. His first time seeing the Raiders, I believe it was the first time seeing them, like in person. Yeah, they're a mess. They're a mess. The Green Bay Packers are a mess too. But we kind of talked about that. Hey, the Spurs do have a city. Yes, they do have the city jersey. Isn't it? I know it's teal, but isn't it Doesn't it look like it's kind of been drawn by like a kid? Like, don't they look kind of? I don't know. I know I saw them, and I didn't. Me personally, I didn't like the overall design. Probably my favorite Fiesta jerseys were the ones I think from 2 years ago, where the black jerseys and they had the Fiesta colors. I think on the side or right here. I don't remember exactly what they looked like. And then last year they had the Fruity Pebbles jerseys, which were kind of white and blue or aqua and pink, and they're very very colorful. But it just reminded me of Fruity Pebbles because Fruity Pebbles, the cereal, was a bowl full of colors. Good evening, glazing bacon. I guess you could be blazing bacon, but that doesn't make any sense. Blazing bacon. Good evening to you. Packers do need a wide receiver. Marking in 16 points in 9 minutes. That's not too bad. Under prediction. John Morant 27, 6, and 2. Over 27. Assists probably over, and I should easily get more than 2 rebounds. And leading scorer for the Spurs, the safe bet would be to put your money on the guy that's been leading the team in scoring this year, Keldon Johnson, averaging just under 24 points per game. So I got to think Keldon. Yeah, Keldon. Good evening, King. Lyrics, it's 8:06. When they say game time at 8 o'clock, usually that means tip off is around 10 minutes after for nationally televised games on ESPN, TNT, etc. Usually those games start at 8:15 if they're supposed to start at 8. It's just players are going through warm-ups. It's a little frustrating. Taylor, good evening. And yes, hello, go Spurs go up here again. Hello, Spurs go to you all. Coyote. Got to get myself a little coyote stuffed animal when I'm out in Texas next month. I mean, I don't have a little coyote. I got a coyote. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, doesn't it? It does. We're not wearing those uniforms tonight, are we? Are we wearing the city jerseys? But it does look like a child drew it. Which, if a child got the opportunity to draw the jerseys, hey, that's awesome. Good for you. That's a little lifelong dream, not a little big lifelong dream, maybe fulfilled. Me personally, I'm good with them. Was it on time with the Celtics? I That's a rarity. Almost every NBA game I've ever called ever started 10 to 15 minutes after the actual, when it's supposedly started. Aggressive, good evening. Yeah, we need a W. Christian, good evening to you. Did he? All right, thanks for the update. Kyle, Falcons, Panthers tomorrow. I will watch none of that. I'm flaming the jersey. What, did I? Mateo, I don't think they've worn the New Jersey. They have not worn the new city jerseys yet this year. I mean, I'm rocking this jersey, and I got the double Johnsons in the back. Take that for what you will. Starting off lineup for the Spurs, I believe it's the tried and true we've been using this year. Jeremy Sohan, Trey Jones, Kellen Johnson, Jakob Pertl, and Devin Vassell. For the Grizzlies, I haven't seen their lineup yet, but I assume it's John Morant, Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks, Santi Aldama, and Aquaman himself, Steven Adams. I bet 20 to win 400 on a parlay. Nice. All right, Giants are probably going to make the playoffs, Kyle, just because who would have thought in the NFL, both Eastern, the AFC East and the NFC East, both divisions will be as good as they are. I mean, even the Commanders have an outside chance to make the playoffs with 7 teams making the playoffs now. I'm shocked the NFC East and AFC East are both rocking it right now. It just goes to show you, he can only be bad for so long. Some organizations have, found their way to breaking that rule, but usually if you're bad for 3 to 5 years, those draft picks start hitting. You get younger, and younger, and next thing you know, you're winning a few games. Get the double Johnsons. The Jets and Giants are relevant, and the Jets haven't really been relevant in forever. The Giants had one playoff season in the last decade. I quit. Well, the Jets went to the playoffs when they had butt fumble, Mark Sanchez and Darrell Rivas, but I don't remember when he played for them. That was 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's been a while. I don't remember when he played. Texans will never be good. Oh, don't say that, Kyle. You guys were good for a while there. You had old school Texans. You had Andre Johnson and Matt Schaub. You had some pretty good seasons there. Then you had Deshaun Watson for a bit and DeAndre Hopkins. That didn't work out. But I mean, you've had cycles where you've been good and had good players, and like any most teams. You have your rare organization that just, the Patriots, Bill Belichick, keep finding ways to reinvent themselves uh, after Brady, and of course, we're just dominant with Brady. So I guess they didn't have to do a lot of reinventing. But or the Packers are a good example. Except for this year, they had one Hall of Fame quarterback that passed the torch to another Hall of Fame quarterback, and they had a plethora of winning seasons. The Steelers had until this year a massive run of winning seasons. So I mean, there's just those teams that just find ways to win as the turn of the decade changes. Players are on the court, by the way, and away we go. Good evening, Gooseby Gooseby. Yeah, well, Kyle, I know that was a terrible trade. Is David Johnson still even with the Texans? Is he even still in the league? By the way, if you didn't know? Zach Collins is out. I forgot to put something on my YouTube community post today. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks. I think I saw he had a fractured. He had some kind of fracture in his ankle, or well, Dylan Brooks in the fast break on the tip ball, and the Grizzlies are already up 2-0. But he's out 2 to 4 weeks. So Charles Bassey is going to be coming off the bench to back up Jakob. So his chance to show the Spurs, he has what it takes. Kellen Johnson drives in the paint, throws it up off the glass, no good. Spurs get the offensive rebound. Devin Vassell fakes the three, drives to the paint. The runner, or actually layup, no good. Fight for the rebound, and finally Aquaman comes down with it. Grizzlies on the run. I'm always on the run. Okay, maybe not. John Morant out in three-point land, guarded by Trey Jones. I mean, at least John Morant's not going to have a huge height advantage on Trey Jones. Like Trey's had to deal with that with a lot of teams. And now a poke by Pirtle and a steal by Pirtle. Spurs on the run. Devin Vassell brings up the court, drops it off to Trey Jones, thinks about the three, pulls it down, gets it to Jakob. Jakob in the paint, the little push jumper that he does, and it is no good. South Africa in here, or South Afris. South Afris? Is that South Africa, or is... Welcome, Butterfly. Good evening. We need a win. Hey, Benedict. It's good to be back. That's a miss, and Keldon Johnson with the rebound. Sorry, did not see who shot that for the Memphis Grizzlies. As I was saying hi to some folks in the chat. Let me focus on the game. Keldon Johnson out to Jeremy Sohan. He's open for three. Going to take the three. He's going to make the three. We needed that. Jeremy Sohan, teams are going to leave him open left and right. And I already see the seats getting emptier, by the way, at the A&TT Center. So it looks like TSR is going to get some pretty good seats for December. But Sohan, I'm not expecting to be great at threes, but he's going to have, hopefully he's practicing them, which I assume he is. Three-pointer the other way by Desmond. The Batman Bane. Anyway, my point is Jeremy Sohan, they're going to leave him open until he starts making it, which is going to hurt floor spacing. At least Trey Jones is hitting threes this year. I was really concerned that we'd have Jakob, Trey Jones, and Jeremy Sohan out there. And Jakob with the putback after the Trey Jones miss in the paint. It is tied 5-0 with 10 minutes to go. Stegosaurus from Taiwan. Nice. He is in a slump, but he's also a 19-year-old rookie, so I'm not going to beat up Jeremy Sohan. But I don't want to see him stay in the slump, but I am happy the Spurs organization is keeping him in there starting. Aquaman dishes it off to Bane. Bane with the pull-up jumper. No good. Putback is good with a dunk by Santi Aldama. He gets the offensive rebound. It is 7-5. Spurs ball. Santi Aldama this season averaging 9.4 points and 6 boards in 27.4 minutes. They put his stats up, so I thought I'd share them with you. Pirtle in the paint. Drops it off to Devin Vassell. Vassell over to Trey Jones, open for three. Takes the three, and nada. A little too much on that one. It is Grizzlies ball as Brooks will bring it up. Gets it to Aquaman. Aquaman gets rejected from behind, but we're going to have a foul. Pirtle like, what did I do? What did I do? You fouled him. Maybe. Hopefully this is a game where we don't see a crap ton of fouls. I like a nice fast-paced basketball game. Let the guys play. I don't want fouls going against my team, but quite frankly, I don't want fouls going against the other team either. Just let them play. There's an Aquaman and a Bane in the game. It's all Team DC right now. DC Comics representing. What's up with my league pass? All right, he made the first free throw. 8-5. Butterfly, I will be at the December 2nd and December 4th games. That is the Pelicans and Suns. And where I'm sitting, you guys should be able to see me in the stands. I'm planning on sitting between the 6th and 10th row behind the Spurs, so I should be there, visible. The Spurs cut down on it. Yeah, the turnovers. Turnovers last game. What? Did the NBA pass just go out? You guys have heard me complain time and time again the NBA pass is doo-doo. and it is. Apparently, it's more of a Roku thing, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just gonna watch it on my computer. I might just actually do that now. Because when I had it on my computer the other day, the audio and video were in sync. I think it's the NBA app for the Roku. The NBA apparently doesn't give a crap about it, and they're not fixing it, which is sucks for viewers like me. So I don't know how else to stream it. I'm just gonna pull the game up on here. I think that's kind of where I'm at. Let's pick the Spurs stream. I might have a hard time seeing you guys in the chat at times. Blah 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 blah. That sound. Blah 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 blah. All right, it's a commercial. How can I see you guys? I can do a pop-up chat. There we go. And I can put you guys over here. Luckily, I have 500 internet, so I got so much clutter on my screen. All right. Jabari Smith is in a shooting slump in the game against. Oh, wow. 1 for 10. Good morning from the Philippines. Why is the NBA app a piece of crap on the Roku? Does anybody know the answer? Does anybody else use the Roku? How can I get. I wonder if I should also just load up my other computer for these from now on and just hook my computer up to my TV. Keto, what's up, the broski in the house? We're in a timeout, and the Spurs, is it 13-5? I'm seeing multiple different scores. Classic NBA. So I guess it's 13-5. Trying to load the game back up. There we go. I'm locked up and loaded again in a commercial break. NBA app. I hate it. Make sure you eat a. Well, I don't eat burgers though, Butterfly. I'm a pescatarian, so if it's a veggie burger, I'll do it. Yes, League Pass makes you watch commercials. It is 13-7? All right, my clock is running. I don't think my clock is right. Thank you, Phil. My clock is probably all sorts wrong now. I think I got to put a whole minute back on there. When the commercial break comes back, we'll thank you, Gohan, for subbing. King Hora, yeah, NBA app, not only does it crash multiple times per game, but it's always behind now. And I don't think it's just me on the Roku. It seems like everybody I've talked to on here has said the NBA app has just been since they updated it because it had an update in between seasons. It looks different, and I saw that the version was new, and it's whatever they changed, they made it much worse. And for such a huge, sport such as the NBA, and for as long as the NBA app has been around, I've been using it since 2019. It's been around longer than that. You think they'd have their stuff together, but it's just poop. No, it has an answer. It's been. What's up, AJ? I have not tried to watch League Pass on my Xbox, Gooseby. Spurs ball, Jakob Pertl with the bucket in the paint. I haven't. I wonder if that would work better because I have an Xbox Series S, so it's the new generation. I know it's not the X, whatever. But I have not tried that. I don't have the NBA app on my Xbox, but I could easily get that. Put back by Aquaman on the miss, and the Grizzlies are 15-9. Steven Adams averaging 7 points and 11 boards as we have a long three for the Spurs. Calvin Johnson. Johnson's for everybody. Kelvin averaging 23.8 this year as Dylan Brooks gets into the paint, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, and puts it back because our rebounding is poop at times. I should try it. I do have Amazon Prime, but that's also through my Roku. So I don't know if that would be if it's a Roku thing or an NBA app issue. Devin myself for 3, no good. I'm going to try something. I'll try something during halftime. I don't know. Sohan diving and gets a steal. Nice effort. That's what he brings to this team. Alley-oop to Devassell. Boom, chakalaka! Thunder dunk of justice on the turnover and fast break. But great effort by Jeremy Sohan to get the diving steal. There's a contender for play of the week right there. The steal and then the fast break dunk. Bain for 3. No good. And another offensive board for the Grizzlies. They're up 17-14 with about 7 minutes to go. The first quarter. And now foul on the Grizzlies? Foul on Aquaman, not a pick. So, actually, Kyle, I wasn't. Want to hear something funny, though? A buddy of mine is a Packers fan, but with his NFL pass, he can't watch the games until they're over. So I didn't know he was going to watch the game later that night. And I texted him, man, Green Bay is terrible. And he was like, well, guess I'm going to have to watch the game now. Not shocked, though. At this point, Green Bay, I'm not shocked at how bad they play against anybody. They're Rodgers has nobody to throw to. Devin Vassell on the post. Back out to Jakob Pertl. 10 on the shot clock. Pertl looking for Sohan. Sohan pick and roll with Pertl. Sohan gonna lose the ball. An alley-oop. An alley-oop layup down the other way by Desmond Bain. 19 to 14. I'm like, really? That's weird, just boy Rico. I need to try the NBA app though on other Sohan for. I think that was an air ball, or it just barely got the rim. That was an ugly looking shot by Serby Sohan. As John Morant drives into the paint, slices and dices the Spurs defense, gets the layup 21 to 14. Morant averaging 28.5 points per game this year, plus 5.7 rebounds and 7.1 assists. One of the best young point guards in the NBA. Keldon Johnson tried to lead Jakob Pertl in the paint. It is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with San Antonio. Selena Gomez is a fan for your Spurs, and Beyonce is a fan for my Rockets. Well, here's what I have to say about that. Just good in a Spurs jersey. That is pretty old. She was probably like in her early 20s there. Not, I mean, she's always looked younger than her age anyway, which is not a bad thing. It means when you get older, you'll age slower. Trey Jones, pick and roll with Jakob Pertl over to Josh Richardson, who's checked in for San Antonio, and headband power does not come through there as it's no good. Doug McDermott is checked in for the Spurs as well. Morant down the other way, 3 good, 10-point game already. Veronica, those shoes are nuts. Josh Richardson's shoes are pretty crazy tonight, too. Sohan's rocking some lime with bean green, and Josh Richardson rocking some lemon limes. What the hell is that? Didn't see who shot that bucket. I heard something outside and turned my head. Trey Jones with the bucket. Jean Morant is your star. The odd thing, DJ, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Memphis Grizzlies have a better record without Jean Morant in the lineup last year? Maybe they played bad teams. Notwithstanding, I think the record was better when he actually wasn't with the team. Speaking of which, Morant misses a shot in the paint, and Steven Adams with the putback, and the Spurs having a rough first quarter. No defense at all. Is that the rumor, Phil? I haven't heard that. I would hate to see our OC leave after 1 year. Don McDermott for 3. Nope. I mean, that's been one of the detrimental things to Daniel Jones' career. He's got a new offensive coordinator every year, new head coach every 2 years. And Mike Kafka comes in, and if he's leaving after 1 year, that's just if Jones is even our quarterback next year. I don't like it. Steven Adams will kick it out to Dylan Brooks. Brooks, pick and roll, stop, pop, shoot, swish. That was a 3, by the way. 29-16. The Grizzlies on a 12-2 run in the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Jakob Pertl drives into the paint and gets by the entire Grizzlies defense and gets the layup. Andrew, good evening. I do, DJ. I do believe he's contributing to the team. It's just weird that they won. They had a better record without him. That doesn't make any sense to me. Morant, speaking of which, drives to the paint, and we're going to have an offensive foul. I think this is on Steven Adams again. That's going to be a second foul, and he's going over and yelling at the ref. 2 fouls on Steven Adams. Not good for the Grizzlies. Yes, Sutra Brothers. They do have very porous rebounding. Sohan, I thought he is only averaging, I think, 3 rebounds a game right now, maybe 4 at most. And for your starting power forward, I mean, that was the problem with Doug McDermott. He was not bringing any rebounds in, and unfortunately, Sohan's not grabbing any boards yet. Charles Bassey's checked in for the Spurs, and this is now a turnover, and it's going to be Grizzlies ball. Do I think Devontae Adams leaves Las Vegas? I don't think so. Good evening, Mars. Somebody needs to light it up for the Spurs, Veronica. The offense looks a little stagnant, and the defense is not great. Romeo Langford, back from his 1-game missed injury. Oh my gosh, Jean Morant just blew by him and threw down a dunk. Embarrassing. Romeo Langford on the defensive side of things. Oh boy, rough start for the Spurs. It's still early. Kellen Johnson way out in three-point land, looking for a pick, looking for a roll. Still looking for that. Gets into the paint, stops, passes it out to Bassey. Bassey with the reverse layup. Good. Charles Bassey, I haven't seen him play a lot. Does he not have any ups? Because I swear he missed 2 dunks in the Spurs game Monday night. And in this instance here, didn't try to go for a dunk. Isn't he like 6'9", 6'10"? Something like that. I don't know his height, but it doesn't feel like he's going. It feels like we got Jakob part 2. Pull up 3. Good. Tyus Jones. The Jones brothers, I totally forgot that storyline going against one another. Not at the moment. Trey Jones is not on the court. Kellen looks for another pick and roll. Pass it out to Dougie for 3. And that is no good. Charles Bassey with the rebound. He'll get it into Doug in the paint. Doug in the paint with the off the glass jumper. Good. 34-22. And timeout. Yep, timeout. He's 6'9". Omar, do you miss him? I mean, I'm one of those people. I've already moved on. Everybody that was here last year that's gone. Derek White, DeJounte Murray, and now Joshua Primo, and anybody else that's no longer Spur, good luck to them, whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm indifferent. I still am not happy about the fact that we don't have any draft picks from last year. It is what it is. He just like Turtle got no bounce. Okay, he can get up when he has time to load it up, but he's not explosive from. Oh, okay, no, I see what you're saying. Like for me, I can't dunk standing right under the rim and jumping up and throwing it down. If I get a running start and I'm coming from usually from the left with my right hand, I can get it. So I'm not explosive at all. Not even one bit. Maybe a little bit. Vincent, hope you're doing well. Hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. Hopefully the Spurs can get back on the winning side of things. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was trying to analyze why my channel's not bigger. He's like, well, maybe it's because you try to be funny and, this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, the main thing I cover is the San Antonio Spurs. I love our team guys, but they don't have a superstar right now. The NBA is a superstar-driven league, and you guys already said if the Spurs were a lottery team when it's all said and done, and they were to win the first overall pick, and Victor Wembanyama is drafted by them, you're going to see my views skyrocket. Not because I did anything different, it's because of who's on the team. Sure did, Buddy Fly. Don't worry, Kyle. We'll try. I can sense the change in the team. Something doesn't make. We need to bring in. What do you mean, Omar? I'm not sure if I'm understanding. You can sense the change in the team, like for the better or for worse. Are you not digging Jeremy Sohan on the team? I mean, he's shown us elements of his game that makes me think he can be, our power forward of the future. But it's going to depend on how much he develops this season and next season. In his third season, if he's still playing exactly like he is right now, then then we're in a lot of trouble. Cannot miss on lottery picks. We can't. We already missed on one last year. He's off the team. Yes, I know it's not basketball related. Nonetheless, it's a pick that's gone. And if Sohan doesn't pan out, you can't have back-to-back years of first-round lottery picks being Bustaroonies. I think his worth ethic, from what it seems like, he's got a great worth ethic. I don't think he's going to be a bust. Josh Richardson with the steal over to Doug McDermott. McDermott back to Jay Rich. Jay Rich wheels on over to Romeo Langford. Langford to Bassey. Bassey in the paint and throws up the layup. Definitely visions of Jakob Poeltl. No massive dunks here. Whatever. All good. Bang into the paint. No good. The putback is no good by Brandon Clark, but we're going to have a foul on Doug McDermott before we get to that point. Imagine if Shot had normal sized legs for a long torso. Dude, what? I want to get rid of Jay Rich and get rid of Dougie. Oh, careful with that, Phil. You're going to make an enemy in the chat of Veronica. No idea, Kyle. Jakob is not the future. Cortez, I like Jakob. When I look at the starting lineup, I feel like Keldon Johnson and Demisel are lock talk ready to go. Those are our 2 guys for the next decade. Are going to be an integral part of this franchise. At least I hope I'm right about that because I like both players. Sohan, jury's out. way too early to be assessing whether he's the guy or not. But the 1 and 5 spot, the bookend, Trey Jones and Jakob Pertl, I'm like, are these the guys or are they not? I don't know. Vassell into the paint, passes it out to Doug. Doug's going to take off and get into the paint. The runner is good. Spurs have got it back down to single digits with a minute and a half to go. A lottery team? I mean, I hope so, but it's going to be dependent on injuries too. If we struggle with injuries, I mean, we were on a roll, and then we started getting with injury after injury, and then since then it's been Jake LaRavia with the airball, ugly, very short airball three. Then Vassell at the three back the other way. Swift! 6-point game. What a not my Dougie. What a ugly shot by Jake. You're welcome, Alex. Ben, I think a lot of Spurs fans want Victor Wembanyama. I get it. I watched his highlights. The guy is ridiculous. My biggest concern with him would be injuries, as he was dinged up a lot last year. I believe he missed half the season. Clark pull-up jumper is good. Takes a huge spill, and he's going to get the and one. Philip, go Spurs, go to you. Jakob's pretty good with the pick and roll. But he's the toughest one to evaluate on the roster. I think he's 27. He's on the last year of his contract. 3-point conversion's good. And I don't know if the Spurs are going to keep him or not. I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to re-sign because he can get 15 or 16 million elsewhere. So if he's going to sign somewhere else after the season, then it's going to make sense to trade him before then and try to get something instead of just getting nothing like we do with LaMarcus Aldridge. Richardson kicks it out to Vassell. Step over, pull up jumper. Nope. Throws it back to Jay Rich. Jay Rich for three. Good. The Spurs 3-point shooting is starting to come alive here at the end of the first quarter. Grizzlies in the bonus. Spurs are not. Odyssey, good evening. Yeah, Jay Rich has been running the point, Veronica, and it hasn't gone particularly well. But yes, Jay Rich is the backup point guard. We had 3 point guards on the team at the start of the season. One's out with injury, one's out with dingalingitis, and pull-up jumper by John Concher is no good, and that's going to actually end the half. So being out, we actually need guards. Being out 2 point guards, Josh Richardson's playing the point. Keldon Johnson's run the point at times. I guess it's just point guard by trial. Whoever's doing it well will be the point guard for the night. Spurs battle back, and it's a 6-point game. And believe me, it looked like it was going to get out of hand early in or midway through the first quarter, but we're back in it. We'll take it. And Cats, good evening, has the Go Memphis. So we got a few Grizzly fans hanging out tonight. That's cool. Getting close to 50 thumbs up. Would appreciate if we get there. It looks like that. Fun, fast, free, nutritious, and delicious. And it does help the channel. If Victor comes, I think he'll be the 4th best Spur player in history. So you're putting him behind, I assume, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, George Gervin, in no particular order. That's all he does is handle. Oh, that's all he does is handle the pick and roll. I got you. Yeah, he's good with the pick and roll. He's a good offensive rebounder. He's a terrible free throw shooter. He's a terrible shooter, period. He can't shoot outside of the paint. A weak finisher at the rim. I'm not trying to pick on the guy. He just has flaws in his game. That's why Jalen Duren was one of the players I was looking for us to draft this year. I was like, I'd like to see a center that can finish strong at the rim. Jakob, and I'm sure at least once when I'm at the Spurs live in December, I'm going to be yelling, "Dunk the ball, Jakob!" You guys, if you can see me, you'll be reading my lips. I'll be like, I mean, I know he can dunk, and we've seen him occasionally cut through the paint and throw down a vicious dunk on people, but it's just so rare, and it's the highest percentage shot in basketball. I don't know why he doesn't do it more. Oh, really? You put Manu Ginobili over George Gervin? At one point, we had too many point guards. Now we have none. Ghost? Oh, no F Memphis. Come on now. We don't need that. It is Kyle. LeBron James giving shoes to. So I didn't know LeBron James was a Cowboys fan, but now he's not a Cowboys fan, and I'm not going to get into anything, the whys because I believe it's political in nature. But I had no idea he was a Cowboys fan. I shouldn't be shocked. I figured he would have been a Browns fan though. Wasn't he from? Is he from Cleveland or did he play for Cleveland? I mean, I know he played for Cleveland, but I don't know if he was from Ohio. I don't know his or I don't really know a lot about him to be honest with you. Uh, I gotcha. That's all good, Ja. Do you trust Trey Jones over? Well, I mean, one guy doesn't play for the team anymore, so I have to. Spurs ball as we start off the second quarter. Devin Vassell going to launch it and switch it. Vassell starting to pick up where he left off before his kind of rough game on Monday night, but looking good in this first half. He's from Akron, Ohio. I think I knew that. That's fair, boy Rico. No, the bombs. Drive to the paint and a miss by Jones, and it is for Tyus Jones. Spurs ball, fast break, and they almost throw the ball away. Romeo Langford throws it across and gets it to Charles Bassey, who can dunk. 1 point game, timeout, Grizzlies. I found that the Yak was being last year. Give it your best, then see ya. Oh, nice. No, I'm wrong. All good, man. Actually, I'm off 4 days. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll have my Spurs recap Saturday. Appreciate you guys that are still watching them because I know as when the team loses, the views on those drop about 50 to 75%. And I kid you not. It's frustrating because I do put a crap ton of time into those, but I do enjoy doing them. But when you see the Spurs win, they get 2 to 3,000 views, maybe more. When they lose or have a losing week, they hover right around 1,000. But it is what it is. Where was I going with this? Oh, the recap. I want to do a video about the Lakers. I'm not going to say what yet, but I really want to do a video about them. I want to do a little bit more. If I don't have anything planned for the Spurs, maybe start doing a little more on other teams to try to grow the channel a little bit. I'm not going to live stream any games that aren't involving the San Antonio Spurs. I just don't enjoy doing that. But talking about other stuff and trying to grow the channel, I think might be fun as long as I have free time. Yes, Bassey can dunk. So Cortez, I assume you're talking about DeMar DeRozan and DeJounte Murray as far as recent years go. Thank you, Veronica. If not for me, smash the like button or the kid gets it. Gets what, you ask? One of these. A little rub on the head. I'd like to more about the Hawks and the Mavs. Really? The Hawks because of DeJounte Murray? I, I've done a former Spurs video. I've sort of branched down into that. I did a David Robinson documentary. And it's almost to 1,500 views. I did my greatest Spurs starting lineup of all time. So that would be, the 1 through the 5, point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. I don't know why I'm still holding this. Why not? John with the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Super sticker, by the way. I'm like thinking of nice. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Aldridge, all-time Spur. Um, hmm. All-time Spur. Hmm. I mean, we don't get a lot of big free agent signings, so him signing with us was a big one. We never won anything with him, correct? He came in right after. Yeah, he came in after 14. Didn't have a ton of play. It's tough. I mean, he's probably top 10. I mean, the obvious ones are going to be Robinson and Duncan, Ginobili and Parker, Gervin. Sorry, Spurs fans, I have Kawhi in the top 10. I mean, well, come on. He's when he was prime Kawhi with the Spurs, probably top 5 in the NBA. Some of you said top 3 with only Curry and LeBron ahead of him. I mean, he was a fantastic two-way player, just not fantastic up here. That runner in the paint is good. I don't know who that is that just scored for the Grizzlies, but whatever. 40-37. It's weird. One NBA game, they had the names over every player in their shooting percentage. They did that once, and they haven't done it again. And while I wasn't really big on it initially, it helped identify players I wasn't familiar with. This Romeo Langford kisses it off the glass, 40-39. Where's KBD tonight? No Keita Bates-Diop. I wonder if he's hurt. Popman been using him in the rotation and did not. And Jones for 3. Tyus Jones, excuse me. I got to differentiate my Joneses. Yes, he did. Oh, I didn't realize they didn't have Trey Young making bits. And no idea. Jay Rich drives, passes it out to Vassell. Vassell gonna reset. Step back. Ooh, step back two. Tough shot. Didn't make it, but man, Devin Vassell's ability to create his own shots, pretty impressive. Bane for three, good. Just like that, it's back up to seven. Worley, I mean, I can't argue with that. They're shooting 62% from the field. The Spurs are shooting 59, so both teams shooting very well. As we're gonna have a foul on Brandon Clark as he hits Bassie in the Bassie. I mean, Horry did have a ton of championships, but he was a. See, I don't like rating Robert Horry just based on championships. I know people say, "Well, Jordan 6-0, Tom Brady 7-3," but those teams got to the playoffs and won the playoffs because of them. Whereas Robert, yes, he had Big Shot Rob had some huge buckets. Dermot Thunder dunk of justice. But he wasn't the driving force that got the teams there. He was, he had some big shots when the teams needed it. Otherwise, I mean, Charles Bassie with the rejection. No. I don't know how I would put Horry on the top Spurs. Vassell into the paint. Tough shot using his body to shield off defenders. 46-43. Is Tony Parker in the house? I don't see him. Was not an Aldridge fan. Super soft in the middle. I like them, but he's not my top five Spurs, but he's got to be in the top 10. I just don't know where. I guess I could do a top 10 Spurs of all time. Tyus Jones for three again, showing his brother how it's done. 49-43. What's good, Kyle? Back the other way. Devin for three. Good. All right, maybe I should have said Devin would be the highest score for the Spurs tonight because I think he's got double digits now. As Vassell looking good in the first half. 49-46. Fun, high scoring game so far. Taiwan, I'm not over. Oh, Parker's in the commentary. Oh, okay. I want to walk up behind Sean Elliott and with my phone on. What do you guys think? I go up to Sean Elliott, not to him, but walk behind the bench before the games or behind with the announce table, so not interrupting anything. And I got my phone out. I'm recording video. You hit the video. Ladies and gentlemen, Spurs fans, I'm now standing 10 feet away from the man that hit the greatest shot in San Antonio Spurs history. I think I'd at least get a look from him, and we'd be like, Memorial Day Miracle, man. I was watching that live 20 plus years ago. 23 years ago, geez. Wait, no. 98, 99. 23 years ago. Need another Boris Diaw. He was. Yes, Kyle, your brother Kyle from your brother from another mother, even though that doesn't work with just first names. Veronica, do you have a Doug McDermott poster in your room out of curiosity? He just mentioned the Memorial Day Miracle. Oh, he's gonna. Of course, I'm gonna bring it up. I mean, anybody that was watching that game live, which I was going nuts to see him catch the ball, and like time stopped as you thought he was going to fall out of bounds. Fixes himself. Not that, don't take that the wrong way. And I don't remember who was running at him. I don't know if it was Clifford Robinson or somebody else, but he has somebody jumping at him to block the shot. He shoots the ball over them, and then the Spurs win and go on to the finals and win. I have a Dougie pillow. Cool. Oh, just kidding. I got Sean's autograph like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. He was really down. Oh, can you just go up to him and ask for an auto in San Antonio if he's not busy? Like, obviously, he's calling the game. He's not going to be like, but I mean, if it's before the game and nobody's around him, you say, "Hey, Sean, can I have your auto?" Is he or if you just see him walking around? I wonder if I'll run into any Spurs out in public. Like if I'll see David Robinson at somewhere or Kelvin Johnson. Like, are they? Do you guys see them around San Antonio? Because I'm gonna be looking. I not in person, good at 2K, but I watched it live on TV. So but no, I wasn't at the game, but I was watching on my TV. Odyssey Kawhi was amazing with the Spurs, but also doofus. So the Magic actually won again, Cowboy X Factor? What the what? Okay, Veronica. I'll be like, hey, Sean, visiting from Connecticut, first time to Texas. We'll never forget the Memorial Day Miracle, the greatest shot in San Antonio Spurs history. Tyus Jones runs by his brother, gets it over to Aquaman. Aquaman spins around, little jump hook off the rim, no good. Charles Bassey with the rebound. 8.5 minutes to go, 49-46. I know, the Magic won a game. That's fair. South 77. When I think Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge has not come to mind. And say what you will about him, but Kawhi Leonard does for good or bad. Vassell with the miss. One delish. Go Spurs, go to you. Go by 1604 and 281 shopping area or Stone Oak. You might see a Spur. Okay, at the HB. I should check and see if anybody's like signing autos at HB. Do they like hang out at HB and sign stuff? Jones for 3. Tyus Jones, no good. And the offensive board is going to go to Sante Aldama. And we're going to have a foul. No foul. All right. Tyus Jones with the ball again. Kicks it out for 3. And the 3 is going to be no good. Spurs finally get the offensive board. I don't know what number 27 is for the Grizzlies. Can a Grizzlies fan let me know what 27 is? I don't know. I don't know who that is. Or a Spurs fan. I totally am blanking on number 27. But he's out there playing, so I want to know his name. Trey Jones into the paint to Bassey. Bassey. Turnaround jump hook. Bounces around a couple of times. Bounces in. Spurs are down by 1. Cansbaro. Thank you for stopping in. Go Spurs go. Shine lights on your cap 2 years ago. I don't hate you for liking Aldridge. No shade for me. I'll never knock somebody for liking a. Do we have a foul on the Grizzlies? Offensive foul? Oh, no bucket. Did I said HB? Oh, HEB. I know it's HEB. I might have just. You call a game, talk to the chat, run a scoreboard and a live game clock, and see if you don't mispronounce something once in a while there, young man. Oh, man. David Roddy. Thank you. David Roddy Piper. Got it. Thank you, Veronica. And I rolled the R for you. Be cool if it was Derek Roddy. Seems like people know who that is. Doug McDermott for 3. Wait, did we just take the lead? Holy moly macaroni! The Spurs are in the lead. Game started off rough, but we are winning the game now. All right, I'll take that. Brooks dishes it out. Go around the world. Euro step by Tyus Jones. Good. Tied game. If I get to the game drill early, oh, okay. Like how early? Keldon Johnson for a long 3, no good. Are you talking like an hour early or 2 hours early? Because I'll go to the game early. I'm not gonna have anything else to do. I'll freaking go 3 hours early. Tyus Jones in the paint. No, not Tyus Jones. Sorry, David Roddy. I'm all sorts of confused. I got different people's names in my head, and I'm thinking about the autographs. Trey Lyles at Whole Foods. David Roddy. Sorry. I think I called David Roddy also Tyus Jones at some point. I saw the 2 and got confused. I got it. Speaking of Tyus Jones, there he is. I wish I would have asked Dale Runs to sign my Spurs shirt after the 4 changes we had at the time. I walked by him outside a high school basketball game, but I didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to bother him either, though. If he was like with his family or any of our guys, if I could tell they're busy, I'm not asking for an auto or a selfie or anything. Nah, I can't do it. Jean Morant back in the game, pull up jumper swish from the baseline, and it is a 2-point lead for the Grizzlies. Our defense is poor. TSR meet and greet. Okay, butterfly. That's cool. McDermott into the paint, misses the shot. Jakob Poeltl with the rebound, put back, air ball. And I think we're going to have a foul, and Poeltl will go to the line. Oh, boy. Yes, on a scar. I'll be running out there alone. I've traveled alone before. No biggie. No Dennis Rodman. Nobody likes Dennis. An hour too early, so you're saying get there 90 minutes early. Poeltl at the line for 2. Oh, boy. I would love to get some autographs. He missed it. I think Jakob Poeltl has missed like his last 5 or 6 free throws in a row. I don't remember the last time he made one. How early can you get in the stadium? Can you just missed them both? Are the door? I mean, can you just get in anytime? Can I get there 5 hours early, which I'm not going to do because I would have nothing to do. But I suppose I'd get there an hour and a half early. Then the whole experience would be foul on the Grizzlies. I think the Friday night game starts at 8. So if I got there at 6:30 and then park, I guess park the A&T Center, I assume has parking. Let you run the scoreboard. Fair enough, Kyle. Go for it, man. All you. Jeremy Sohan's multicolored haircut. You just described Steph Curry. Amazing talent. I can't stand his showboating. I don't have courtside. I'm gonna be in row between 6 and 10, so not too far away. Make a sign. First game here from Connecticut. Ooh, I like that. Turnaround jumper in the paint is good for Jake LaRavia. 4-point game. Do not eat in dark after I go back to your own eat around. Okay. Oh no, after the game, I'm getting out of there. KJ with the ball starts to drive and gets tied up and throw. Ooh, not intentionally thrown down. Just a little bit of contact. I don't think there's anything intentional there. Zach, good evening. It was good. Busy. I'm excited though. After work tomorrow, I have a 4-day weekend. Nice little vacation. Jakob's free throw shooting has gotten worse throughout his career, has it not? Wasn't he almost? Oh, offensive foul on us? All right, I don't know what happened, but it's Grizzlies ball. Wasn't Jakob like almost a 60% shooter? And now missed down the other end. Aquaman with the rebound. Kicks out to LaRavia. LaRavia throws it back into the paint, and Brooks fade away off the rim, no good. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Spurs ball. Go into the southeast entrance. They kick you out after the game. LO, hurry up and get out. Oh, do they really? No, King Horror, I wrote the Spurs organization. I was like, hey, do I need press credentials to like film anything or do it? Never heard back from them. I wrote 2 people, nothing. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I wrote you, asked if I could take video of the game. You didn't say no, so whatever. Suck it, Spurs. Just kidding. Kelly drives to the paint. Euro steps and throws up a dud straight up in the air. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with San Antonio. He used to shoot free throws with one hand. What? He was better in Toronto. They give free chips and treats on your way out of the stadium. Really? I'm going to have a great time. I'll be doing a vlog on here. I think I'm also going to hit up SeaWorld, the Alamo, and whatever. Spurs haven't gotten a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes. Well, Jakob Poeltl changes that with a bucket. Oh, you talking about Justin Robinson? I think it's Justin Robinson, right? I'm excited. Less than a month I'll be out there. Jean Morant pull-up jumper, swish. 57-53, a little over 4 minutes ago. I plan on going to SeaWorld San Antonio, Kyle. I think I might go on the Thursday I get there. Tickets are cheaper during the week. I was like, you know what? I'm not a big SeaWorld guy per se, but I haven't been to one since like 1991 in Orlando. I think it was in Orlando, Florida. I know it was in Florida. I don't know if it was Orlando. And I was like, you know what? There's something to do. Giants will beat the Texans and go Spurs go. My man with the super chat. And yeah, yes, they will. And go Spurs go. How you doing? The Spurs have a good gear shop at the shops at La Cantera. I don't know what La Cantera is. I'm gonna try to plan everything out when I go. I don't want to go there and just be like, what do I do? And I certainly don't want to sit in a hotel for 4 days. Thursday SeaWorld, Friday Spurs game. I guess I should pencil the Spurs games in for 4 hours if I'm going to get there an hour and a half early, plus driving there and parking and getting out. So that'll take up a good 4.5 hours, 5 hours maybe. I think the stadium is only a 10-minute drive. I'm near the airports. I'm like a couple miles away from the airport. So I think I'm pretty close to like everything. It seemed like a good location. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I won't laugh, Kyle. I'll cry. I don't even know who the Texans quarterback is right now. Who's y'all's quarterback? Honestly, I'm not trolling. I don't know who your quarterback is. Uh, the rookie? Davis Mills. I honestly don't know who that is. Was he your draft pick? I sincerely don't know who that is. Down cell pull-up jumper is good. With when your seats are located, you should have VIP access, which is 90 minutes before. Oh, okay. I did see some VIP stuff with those tickets, Phil. Some tickets said they had VIP, like private bathrooms and some other stuff. So I guess I should get the VIP tickets, is what you're saying. John Mayer has scored 123 points against us in our last 3 games. 3 games, Rich, and he's great. Of course he has, Ty. We're thanking for the stat, although, dang it, Davis Long Neck Mills. I didn't see it, but I heard about it. David, all right. Davis Mills stinks. Pepe, you might be the only one with no sound. Well, you're not gonna hear me say refresh, but everybody else can hear me, right? Jean Morant whips it out and throws it into the stands. Not sure who he was throwing that one to. Victor won, but yeah, we're gonna have to lose a lot, and I don't know. You'll have Spurs in Saddle. What's Saddle Club? I should get the VIP stuff. I did see a lot of those tickets in that area, Phil, are VIP, and they're not that expensive. I mean, they're not cheap, but decent seats, VIP access, and I think all those tickets are going for around $320 in SeatGeek. So I think I'm going to buy two in that area. Vassell for three, no good. Romeo Langford with the offensive rebound, thunder dunk of justice. Did not see that coming from him. Okay, go to the Hemisphere Park. Oh, Romeo. Where art thou for Romeo? Dunking the ball. Now turnover by the Mavs. Spurs can reclaim the lead. Romeo Langford out to Trey Jones. Back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell back to Trey. Throws it out into the stands. What's with the players throwing the balls to the fans? Jean Morant passes it into the stands. All right, so it looks like it's much more full the further you go up in the seats, i.e., the cheaper the seats, the fuller the sections get. I get it. Good evening, Jared. She is looking good, Jay. Yes, she is. As always. Morant into the paint. He blew the dunk! I don't know if he was fouled. No, that's offensive foul maybe on the Grizzlies. It's Spurs ball. Morant goes in for a huge dunk and just slams it off the rim, and the thing launches about 20 feet in the air. Spurs ball. Trey Jones pick and roll, drives into the paint, throws it up off the glass, and no good. He struggled a little bit in the last 2 weeks with his 2-point shot. Fast break down the other end. The layup is no good and then maybe partially blocked. John Contra was trying to run the break. Spurs ball. They got a 5-on-4. You guys got an extra player. And what the hell just happened? And now it's Grizzlies ball? What do we do? What happened? Did we just travel? Seriously? Davis Mills last year against the Bills threw for 87 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and a 40-0 loss. Wow. Giants better win Sunday. Jean Morant, one-on-one with Langford, gets by him, drives, throws it up over Jakob, and in. He's looking for a foul, like on every play. Come on, dude, just play basketball. Shut up and play. You don't need the theatrics. You're a good player. You can score. You don't need to do all that nonsense. Yeah, I just got 9th grade English class, Shakespeare, PTSD. I'm sorry, man. To turn the ball or passing the ball directly. Now, Bacon Bits, if I'm behind the Spurs bench, and I'm in, let's say, the 8th row, if Trey Jones be throwing that ball up to me over there, I'm going to hold that ball and be like, dude. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be speechless. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say what I say from the Chappelle Show. I'm not on your team. That'll be it. Danny Green. NBA pass just locked up. Now it's moving again, and now it's locked up. Boy, this is NBA should be ashamed of themselves putting garbage out like this. Is it just me or does Selena Gomez look pretty? I mean, that's not just you. This game is bananas. Nice. My reaction, I'm used to it now. I hate to say it. Jared's in the chat. He's a Yankees fan. It's the same old story every year. They play great in the regular season. Postseason shows up, and the bats go completely silent. It doesn't shock me at all. I was disappointed, yes, but I was like, yeah, can't hit for you know what in the postseason again. Every freaking year, it's the same thing. Do we stick with Trey or draft a point guard? I mean, let's not forget, by the way, Romeo Langford's at the line, made the first one. Second free throw is good. Let's not forget we have Blake Wesley on the team. He was a first-round pick in this year's draft. There's a chance the Spurs could possibly see him as their point guard of the future. Morant brings it up for the Grizzlies. One-on-one with Devin Vassell. Dishes it into Brooks. Brooks Going against Langford, drives to the paint. Finds a cutting. Ooh, nice shot by John Contra. Cuts, throws up a high layup off the glass, goes in. Very difficult shot. 61-59. No defense in this game whatsoever. Just nothing. Calvin Johnson, nice bounce pass to Devin Salvacell. Couldn't keep a handle on it. Turns the ball over. A minute and a half to go. Grizzlies on the run. Contra throws up a duck, and it's caught by Steven Adams. I don't know if that was supposed to be a pass or shot. It was bad either way. Adams throws across court to Bain, and the Grizzlies reset. Offense will reset with 7 seconds on the old shot clock. Steven Adams now with the ball. Drops it off, and the pull-up jumper is no good. And an offensive rebound for the Grizzlies. Now a three-point attempt, and that one is good. Brooks missed the first one, but he doesn't miss that one. 64-59. Grizzlies up by 5. Litter box, but I don't eat meat, though. I don't eat meat. John Luke and even can make the NLCS. I don't think they're making that. Jay Rich into the paint. Shot may have been blocked. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Grizzlies ball, and they're up by 5. You really prefer Scoot over Victor, huh? Is it because of the injury concerns with Victor Wembanyama? Honestly, Romeo Langford looks good tonight. That's all good, man. I don't expect people to remember what I eat and don't eat at all. Mark, what the heck is that comment? Sonoscar, I was never really a big fan of it, and I like animals, so it just kind of made sense. John Morant pull-up jumper on the Spurs, letting the Grizzlies go on a 7-0 run in the last minute and some change. Kellen's going to take a long straightaway three, 2 for 1. Nope. I think we had offensive foul on Jay Rich before then. Kangaroo? That's a coyote. Yeah, let's not be putting stuff like that in the chat. That's just weird. That's the new show with Selena Gomez. What? I don't know what. Isn't she on a cooking show? Jean Morant has 18 points in the first half, by the way. The over-under before the game was 40. Right now he's on pace for the under. That could easily change. Morant with the ball one-on-one with Romeo Langford, 7 on the shot clock. Gets a little bit of a pick, but no roll. Switch on Jay Rich, takes off, gets into the paint, and Clark misses the shot down Vassell with the rebound. 4, 3, 2. Vassell runs up the court, stops, pops. Oh, no, sorry, Kellen Johnson. Kellen Johnson with the three-point attempt, and I think we have a foul. I don't know if it's before the shot or after the shot. I got confused. So I got to put 1 second on the clock. I'm like looking at the clock and not looking at the play. That was KJ with the shot, but we had a foul before the shot. So the Spurs will have 1 second to get a shot off. Jay Rich going to get it into Kellen. Kellen drops the ball. It didn't matter. 66-59. The Grizzlies close out the quarter strong with a 7-0 run to go up on my San Antonio Spurs. Spurs in the midst of a, I believe, 4-game losing streak. Yeah. Yeah, they have these runs where they look really good, and then they just, I don't know what happens. The team falls apart. Probably the inexperience, being a really, really young team, probably not helping. I think we are the 3rd youngest team in the NBA. That being said, let's go look at some halftime stats and see who's doing well for the Grizzlies and who's doing well for the San Antonio Spurs. Seems like it's a pretty quick game so far, though. Not a ton of fouls. Knock on something. Spurs and Grizzlies. There they are. A little ESPN action. All right, for the Memphis Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks with 10 points. By the way, my last recap, I forgot to mention Jakob Poeltl had 9 assists the other night, but we still need more than 4 points per game from him. Dylan Brooks with 10. Sante Aldama with 4. Steven Aquaman Adams with 5 points and 9 rebounds in the first half. Desmond Bane with 8. Jean Morant with 18 points, shooting 8 of 10 from the field in the first half. Spurs have had no answer for him. Off the bench for Memphis, Jake LaRavia with 2. John Contra with 2. Brandon Clark with 4. Tyus Jones with 9 points in 9.5 minutes. He was 3 of 4 from beyond the arc in that time. And then David Roddy with 4. For the San Antonio Spurs, Rough night for Kelman Johnson. Not really getting it done. He's only got 3 points, 1 of 4 from the field. He's been turnover prone lately. He's got 2 turnovers so far. Jeremy Sohan with 5 points. Jakob Pertl's got 8 points. He's one of our top scorers tonight. Demasel, fantastic. 6 of 11 from the field, 15 points. Trey Jones got 6 assists, which I like to see, but he's only got 2 points, and he's 1 of 5 from the field. Off the bench for the Spurs, 9-man rotation for San Antonio. Josh Richardson with 3, Doug McDermott with 9. Charles Bassey in 8 minutes, 8 points, 3 boards, and 2 assists, and a block shot. 4-4 from the field. Not too shabby. Romeo Langford off the bench with 6. And it's like Charles Bassey. You times that out by 4. That's 32 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. That's pretty damn good. Plus 4 blocks. He would obviously not maintain that over. Well, maybe he would. I don't know. But he's looking good off the bench as our backup center with Zach Collins out. Let me actually find out what Zach Collins' injury is. I know it's a fracture, but I don't remember where. I know it's in his ankle somewhere. I just don't want to, give the wrong injury. There's Zach Collins. See if we can get some news on it. That's right. He doesn't spell. He spells it with an H. News. Search for Zach Collins, and I'm getting Giants news. How's that even possible? I'm getting Zach Collins a baseball player. All right. Wow. No, I know he's out though. Why did I click on news? Maybe I gotta put Spurs? Maybe put injury? Of course, if I search for Zach Collins injury, guys, I'm gonna get fibula fracture. Okay. Which is not good because he underwent surgery for his ankle, uh, 2 years ago? San Antonio Spurs forward Zach Collins has suffered a non-displaced fracture of his fibula, the team announced Tuesday. He suffered the injury during the Spurs' loss to the Clippers. The 24-year-old has a recovery timetable of 2 to 4 weeks, the team announced. Fortunately, Collins' injury, okay, doesn't seem to require surgery with a timetable like this, though he'll still miss about a month. Okay. He underwent ankle surgery in September and December of 2020 and then missed the entire 2020-2021 season because of it. So he's got an injury history with the old ankles, so hopefully this is nothing serious. I'd taken Bassey number 12 in 2021, to be honest, but what's the 76ers you guys say came from? I want to actually look him up on Basketball Reference. I don't know a lot about him. Since looks like he's going to be in our rotation. So he's actually 6'11". Charles Bassey. All right, so he played with Philly last year, 23 games, played a solid 7.3 minutes per game, shot 64% from the field, 64% from the. Oh, I actually shot the same exact thing from the line and from. Oh no, free throw line 75%. Grabbed 2.7 rebounds, 0.3 assists, 0.2 steals, and 0.7 blocks and 3 points per game. What are Spurs this year? Before tonight, 2 games, 14 minutes a game, 6 points, 6 boards. I mean, seems like he's going to be a solid backup. His per 36 are pretty decent. If you go do his per 36 average, 14.8 points a game, 13.3 rebounds, and 3.6 blocks last season with Philly. And the 22-year-old this year with the Spurs, if you do his per 36, it would be 15.4 points, 15.4 rebounds, and 3.9 blocks. Now, if this dude was out there averaging 15 and 15 and almost 4 blocks a game, yeah, he would be our starting center. He's obviously not doing that right now. Not the same okay, I wasn't sure. The Nets aren't the Nets really bad this year? The Warriors are bad this year. I don't know what's up with the Warriors. I've not checked on them at all. I don't know if they're dealing with a lot of injuries, but they're definitely. I mean, to be the NBA defending champions and have a losing record, kind of uncanny. I have not, Mark, and I won't be. I don't eat meat, so that won't be on the menu for me when I'm in Texas this December. I didn't know I played in San Antonio. I just saw Tony Parker on an Order.com commercial sponsored by. Nice! In-N-Out Burger. I mean, I've seen a whole bunch of In-N-Out Burgers during the Spurs game where the ball goes in the rim, goes around the rim, and then back out again. I can get drunk and eat some good food. I am definitely not getting drunk. Well, I don't want to be drunk at the game. That area around the airport can be rough. Okay. The hotel looked nice. It got good reviews. I don't remember which one I'm staying at, but it looked like a nice area. So I think I'll be fine. I mean, I'm not going to be running around at 1 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I'll be good. Unless they can tell like I'm an obvious tourist, and they're like, yeah, go get that guy. But I'll be wearing San Antonio Spurs gear, so that might help me fit in with the locals. You guys said Whataburger has a veggie burger, so I might try that. Oh, I'm definitely hitting the Alamo. I want to hit the Alamo, see everything inside. Then I want to see the basement of the Alamo because that's important. So far, two Spurs games, the Alamo and SeaWorld. I'm sure I'll be able to, fill things around it. Looks like there's a lot of nice scenery. I'll see it during the day. There's a lot of walking areas and boat rides. I don't. The boat tours are kind of expensive, and the bus tours are like 60 or $70. Maybe that's not expensive. But I'm like, for all the money I'm spending to go there and watch the Spurs, I don't want to put a lot of money into stuff like that. Maybe try to find the local comic shop. Though obviously I don't want to buy a whole bunch of stuff because then I won't be able to bring it back. So maybe I won't do that. Maybe I will. We'll see. Rich, bad news for you. The Knicks aren't that. No, they're not. Hey, Brian. Good evening. Few Giants. Xavier McKinney injured. I saw something about Xavier McKinney. Is he out for an extended period of time? 57. Talking about if you come to any Spurs game next year around this time. I don't think this is going to be a yearly thing, Odyssey. It's not cheap to fly out to Texas from where I am, and then the hotel when you have the hotel, rental car, etc. And then when I add in the tickets and then food, I'm sure this whole trip is going to cost me over $2,000. So I definitely don't want this to be a yearly thing, and it can't be a yearly thing to be quite frank. But could I do it every once, every 4 or 5 years, maybe? If there's a Miss TSR in the future, maybe she could come out with me. I'm going to be a giant in San Antonio. I am now per the NBA. Since you add your shoes in, I would be 6'5". So am I going to stick way out being that height around 6'5"? The Saints are rough this year. Litterbox, since you're a Saints fan, Michael Thomas, is he pretty much done? I mean, he was one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in the NFL a few years ago. Now injuries seem to have just completely derailed his career. True, Jared. The Riverwalk Boat Tour is where. Oh, okay. I did see the Riverwalk Boat Tour come up on there. There's a local prison gang whose symbol is the Spurs logo. Great. Carcass and Obituary playing next Monday. Damn it. I like me some Carcass. That's a little consumed to exhume. My voice is a little hoarse, so I can't do my death metal voice after calling a game for from however long I've been going. But man, Carcass, Obituary, will slowly rerot. I would be down for that show. I won't be there, but whatever. Heroes of Fantasy for Comic Shop. Okay. Bassey could be insurance if the Spurs decide to trade Yak at the trade deadline. I'd personally like Yak, but he might get. I don't think he's gonna get 25, but 16-ish up from the 9 we're paying him. I don't think he's staying past next season. And if the Spurs have a strong feeling, much like DeJounte Murray, he's not going to be here next season. It's better to trade him, get something for him, than get absolutely nothing. And then I guess the rotation would be Zach Collins and Charles Bassey. I don't know who would start. Just depends who's healthy for starters. Which really, I'm sure you guys, a lot of Spurs fans, even me, are like, why don't we keep Jacques Landale? Might have had 3 big men on the roster when one of your big guys has a quite long laundry list of an injury history, and Zach Collins and Jacques Landale, of course, is playing well in Phoenix now. So that's one of my death metal voices, Jared. You probably know. I'm a singer. Growler. I wouldn't say I'm a singer. Growler. Don't put any Spurs logo that's visible and walk around. What? Are you serious? Come on. How am I gonna? I can't wear my Spurs hat with the little where is it? It's over. Yeah, it's over here. So I gotta look this way. I can't even walk around with that. Oh, that's messed up. Zach, I play Apex once in a blue moon. I do like the new level, Blood, Bright, Moons. I don't know what it's called. Bad Moon Rising. I don't know. I know there's a lot of zip lines on it. I still suck at the game. I play Rogue Company more, although I'm kind of burned out on that right now because I've been done with their season pass for like 3 weeks, and there's still 40 days left or something ridiculous. So I've been playing Xbox Game Pass a lot. I have it. I have two friends that have it. A third friend just got Game Pass. So now we can finally play four-player co-op games together. The latest game I've been playing is called Gunfire Reborn. It's a cel-shaded roguelike RPG shooter type game. I was like, I don't have any tattoos on me. I don't have anything that makes me look like I'm in a gang. Nothing. There you go, Mark. I'm wearing a jersey. If I'm wearing a Spurs hat and a Spurs jersey, I think they're gonna be like, "There's a Spurs fan in San Antonio. What are the odds? A Spurs fan here." Yeah, I don't have a tattoo. I got nothing, Sweet Jones Jr. I have zero tattoos. Never got one. And at this point, being 45, there's no way I'm gonna get a tattoo. Not starting now. Okay, okay. Yeah, no tattoos. What if I walk around with Spurs gear and this? I'm gonna bring this to San Antonio. Walk around the San Antonio Spurs hat, Tim Duncan jersey, and Grogu. I think I look much less threatening then, or more threatening. The force is strong with this one. Not weird at all? No, I don't think so. I can put them on my head and walk around like that, or on my shoulder. I'll walk around like this. What's up? TSR Sports here. How's it going? Did they send him back to the G League? Adrian, I didn't know that. What? I don't think it's a back to the G League. I was wondering where, you know what? It didn't hit me that he hasn't played at all tonight. So Malachi Branham back to, I didn't even catch that news. And most of my news that I get early from the Spurs Facebook. If I get on Facebook, I'll see a post. Though I've been really busy this week with work. I had no idea he was demoted back to the G League. I guess I get it. Yeah, 6 hours ago. CBS Sports. Spurs Malachi Branham sent to the G League. Spurs assigned Malachi Branham to the Austin Spurs of the G League on Wednesday. Bruno Passos of PoundingTheRock.com reports. I don't hit Pounding the Rock every day, I should. Branham had started 2 games for the Spurs before not playing against the Nuggets on Monday. In 4 games, Branham is averaging 6 points, 2.3 rounds, and 2 assists in 19 and a half minutes. I believe his shooting percentage, though, is rather poor. I want to say probably under 35%. It's not good. He's a 19-year-old rookie as well. I don't expect the world. Malachi Branham. He is shooting 29% from the field this year and 20% from beyond the arc. 29%. Not going to keep your job very long doing that. And he didn't. He does. Yeah, I agree, John. The Spurs, if they plan on trading Doug Richardson, Doug McDermott or Josh Richardson, they're going to showcase them as much as they can and have them play. Obviously, risk injury, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But I think they're going to try and increase their trade value, and then if they do trade one or both, then you'll see Branham get minutes. They'll have to get minutes. The roster will be depleted. And if Jakob's traded as well, oh, mama. Jeremy Sohan dishes it out to Trey Jones. Jones out 3 point. We are started third quarter, by the way. Spurs down by 7. Trey Jones for 3. No good. Bane with the rebound. How much longer is this game, Christian? I'm going to guess an hour. Missed down the other end. Spurs ball. Demisel pull up 3. Just off. No good. No, the score hasn't changed, Jared. There's been the game. We're in the third quarter. Nobody's made a bucket yet. That's a miss. And the putback is, well, Bain just 69 the Spurs. I don't cover the New York Giants a lot on my channel because I'm just not. I just can't. One, I don't have much of a following, but two, I just can't find content I enjoy doing. But one thing I do love doing with the New York Giants is covering their NFL draft, doing mock drafts. Kellen Johnson for 3 air ball. And Kellen just he'll have that run of like 4 or 5 games where he says the guy, and then he comes out and says a dud like tonight, and you're just like, what happened? John Morant for 3, no good. Aquaman gets the rebound easily. The Spurs look kind of sleepy on that rebound. And Aquaman finishes what he started with the bucket and the paint, and that's gonna be a timeout already. So the Grizzlies, I believe, are on a 12-0 run right now, dating back to the end of the second quarter. You're not tripping. How long will the rebuild take till we get to a championship? I mean, that could be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It depends on how their current draft picks play out, how their last few draft picks play out, who stays, who goes. What if Devin Vassell turns into a star this year and just has a monster season and then doesn't re-sign with the Spurs? There's so many intangibles. Next season, do we get a high pick? Do we get a mid pick? I mean, we're going to be picking, I'm sure, in the top 20, probably top 15. If they keep losing like they are, not necessarily this game specifically, but they're on a losing streak right now. Tough game tonight, and then we play the Bucks on Friday. I don't know. B-Town Breakdown, my man. Bobby, how are you? How you doing? Hope you've been well, man. I meant to text you, but I honestly forgot. But are you are you now free and clear of the things that you were dealing with? Not my place to mention it on the channel. Or are you good to go? Are you done? Are you like really close to being done with everything? Is the finish line like right there? By the way, if you are a fan of any New England sports, I don't know why you would be, but if you are, if you're a Red Sox fan, Patriots fan, Bruins fan, or Celtics fan, make sure to sub up man Beantown Breakdown. He streams a lot of the games. I think he's taking a little time off now, but he's a huge New England sports fan. I saw Keldon's rocking the 3. I saw that. I saw that stat. Who don't we miss? Oh, you guys talking about DeJounte Murray? Uh, if he was still on the team, would we be that much better than we are right now? We'd probably be right where we are. The offense would be totally different. The Spurs offense, when it's clicking, they play fantastic team basketball, whereas DeJounte and before him DeMar DeRozan, the offense was much different with a lot of ISO stuff and just I don't know, obviously you guys didn't seem to like it that much. I can't believe the Magic won tonight. It was Luca have a bad game. Keldon in the paint. Tough layup, no good. Jeremy Sohan with the putback thunder dunk of justice. That's one thing we've seen from Sohan. He can get in there on the offensive boards and throw it down. Bain for 3, no good. 71-61, 10 minutes to go. Spurs, hopefully out of this timeout, find a little life and can get this game back in check again. Sohan drives to the paint, passes to Pirtle. Pirtle will take it right out of the paint, drops it off to Kellen. Kellen throws it across court. Sohan over to Trey Jones. Jones drives, gets it to Pirtle in the paint. Pirtle throws up that little Ole crap layup when he should be throwing it down. Dunk the ball! We could have got 4 picks for Vic. I don't know about that. Okay, really close. Gotcha, man. That's a foul on Trey Jones, so the light is right at the end. That's good. Johnny's been scoring a lot lately. Luca only had 24. 30-point streak ends. Next year, we need a decent power forward, small forward, and center. Wait a minute. Power forward, so you already given up on Jeremy Sohan, TJ? That's a turnover by the Memphis Grizzlies. It'd be Spurs ball. What about Jeremy Sohan? Are you confident in Trey Jones? And are you giving up on Keldon? I'm just going based on, not criticizing, just based on the positions you listed there. Spurs ball. Jeremy Sohan's open for nothing. We have a foul. Foul on Dylan Brooks, it appears. I think the Hornets probably aren't going to make the playoffs. They look like crap. That's good, man. Hey, I mean, that always comes first. Unfortunately, dating in Connecticut is absolutely crappy. They're all married or not, just Trey Jones in the paint, or not my type. I've had very little success where I dated a ton in Virginia, and up here it's been more miss than hit. And the girls I have gone out with, there's just been zero connection. We have a whistle and a loose ball foul away from the ball on Jeremy Sohan. I mean, I find a girl in Texas, but I'm only going to be out there for 4 days. What am I going to do? Like, hey, want to hook up with TSR for 4 days? And then we can do a long-term thing for, long distance, really, really long distance. 71-65, 8:40 something to go. Jean Morant will pass it out, and that attempt by Valma is no good. Keldon Johnson with the rebound. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Spurs trying to, I know what I'm trying to do. Trey Jones for three, trying to win. Not shooting like that. Absolute brick city by Trey Jones. Brick city. Terrible shot. Terrible. Brooks, one-on-one. Kellen pulls up, and that's short. Sohan with the rebound. I think Blake maybe in the future. Very much a possibility. Demisel one-on-one with John Morant. 14 on the shot clock. Looking for a pick and roll with Jakob Poeltl. The pick, the roll. Devin takes off into the paint. Stops. Passes across court to Keldon, who's open for three. And that's no good. Rough game for Keldon Johnson. Fight for the board. Jakob Poeltl gets it. Puts it back. And the Spurs down by 4. Like these kids these days be like, hit it and quit it. Is that like the current version of Wham Bam Thank You Man? It's not me. Never been me. Never will be me. I'm looking to settle down. Not have kids. I'm 45. I don't want to be the grandpa at the graduation. Jean Morant into the paint. Gets the layup. Gets fouled by Jakob Poeltl. Going to the line for one for the three-point play. Country girl. Dude, I live in the city. It's all, you know where I live. I'm in the Hartford area. That's all city. The country's like an hour away, 45 minutes to an hour. And I don't want to, it's not too long. I'm also very picky. I admittedly, extremely picky. Three-point play good. Exceptionally picky. And that's probably one of the big issues. Keldon with the ball in three-point land. Pick and roll with Jakob Poeltl. Gets into the paint. Throws it up in traffic and in. Spurs just 69. The Grizzlies. That's somebody that I feel like I'm kind of athletic. I'm very active, biking, running. I'm looking for somebody that's active as well, and there aren't a lot of active girls my age. I'll just say that. I see very, very few. Bane for three. It's good. 77-69 under 7 minutes to go. We do, Adrian. I need to miss his TSR. And now a foul on Aldama. Off the ball foul. It'll be Spurs ball. Under 7 minutes to go. They are down by 8. They've been hanging around this game with the score constantly fluctuating, which with the Spurs being down between 5 and 10. They had the lead briefly, I believe, at the end of the second quarter. Selena's waving. That's where. There you go. I need Selena. I think I'm too old for her. Am I not? Isn't she like 30? I mean, don't get me wrong. If a 30-year-old that looked like that said, "Hey, TSR, I want to grab some sweet frog," I'm not saying no. I mean, idiots say no. Come on, not stupid. Trey Jones drives the paint and gets the layup in traffic. 77-71. Next month, Bobby. If you watch, well, you probably can't watch the Spurs games where you are, but I'll be at the December 2nd and December 4th game. Pelicans and Suns, respectively. December 2nd is David Robinson bobblehead night, so I had to go to that. Jean Morant gets in the paint, passes it out, and Brooks, with 10 on the shot clock, will drive on Keldon, gets into the paint, and almost loses the ball. Does lose the ball, and Spurs ball. Trey Jones down the other way, almost loses the ball. Gets to Jakob. Jakob with a little jumper and one. Although with Jakob Pertl at the free throw line, usually it's and none. The Utah Jazz look fantastic. Millennial, thank you. God of War, nice. Would I go out with a Hooter girl? I mean, most of the Hooters girls are in their 20s. So, I mean, that would just be weird if, like, a 22-year-old asked me out. Like, yeah, sure, she might be attractive. Jakob, oh my gosh, you proved me wrong. Thank you. Yeah, probably not. Not because of where she works, but just probably what the expected age is going to be. I don't want to be old enough to be somebody's dad. That's just. Unless there was like this amazing connection and I didn't know her age, which happened to me once in my life. I was 39 and my girl was 26. We didn't know there was an age difference. There was a connection, and then we were friends, and then one thing led to another, and yeah, Sweet Frog. I don't know, top of my head. That's Phil. That's been the one consistent criticism of Greg Popovich on this channel since I started it is a lot of times the substitutions seem to be by the clock and not by game flow. We have two free throws, by the way, for Bane. First one's good. Sports streamer, that's going well. It'd be better if my team breaks their losing streak and gets a win. Adrian, I think the Timberwolves gave up way too much for Rudy Gobert. When you give up that many draft picks to try to win now, and you're kind of going against the grain of the NBA, you're kind of turning back the clock and doing your own version of the Twin Towers. And I don't think that works in today's NBA. And McBuckets throws the ball at the Spurs bench. Yeah, that's turnover. What's borderline creepy, Kyle? Would you DM what I Giselle Tom Brady's ex-wife? Let's see. She was dating a Super Bowl MVP that makes millions of dollars. And then she's going to switch to me. No, thanks. That is not going to work. John Morant's runner in the paint is good, and it's Spurs ball down by 7. Trey Jones gets it to Kellen. Kellen's having a terrible night. I hope he can turn around. Kellen with the runner in the paint, no good. Foul going to the line for 2. He struggles real tonight for Kellen Johnson. Terrible. It's like, I mean, you guys, there's Cowboys fans in the chat. You guys were the beneficiary of a terrible trade when Herschel Walker was traded from the Cowboys to was it the Vikings, and you guys got like 8 million draft picks and ended up building your early 90s dynasty from that. That is one of the worst football trades I've ever heard of, period. There's Matt. Can we get a first for Jakob? Oh, the age thing? We mean like the 39-26? What can I say? He's one of my best friends. Now, 45-22, that would be creepy. That's exception creepy. I think some people in my church weren't fans of the 39-26 and played interference, which is why the relationship didn't work out. Morant in the paint misses the shot. He is complaining a lot about no fouls. Just play. You got the talent. You don't need to complain to the refs. That applies to every player, not just John Morant, by the way. McDermott for 3 off the screen, no good. And Kellen's going to get pushed in the back, and he's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2. Both teams are actually in the bonus. Did not realize that. How much longer? Bobby, I think this might be his last year, which is one of the reasons I want to go see him. I have seen the Spurs before, but I've never seen them in Texas. And if this is his last year, it'd be cool to say I went to Pops last season, but I also get to see some of our young guys like Kellen Johnson, who's 2 of 8 from the field tonight with 7 points. If the Spurs are going to win this game, they're going to need him to have a strong fourth quarter. But see some of the young guys, Kellen Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan. Some of these guys might not be Spurs next season. Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, Jakob Pertl. So I could be seeing a lot of players in their last season with the Spurs. Unfortunately, Blake Wesley, I don't think will be good to go, Spurs fans. Correct me if I'm wrong, December 2nd. I think it's time to, yeah, he got hurt right at the start of the season. He said out for 2 months, so he probably won't be back till mid-late December, I would think. And we have timeout. But McDermott has gone cold tonight. I didn't know it came out today, but I'll watch that video at some point. No offense, but Giselle would go from 7 rings to a green. No, no offense taken. Um, she'd go from a better playmaker to a better love maker, though. Said it. Get an older woman. I can't do it. I've always dated a little young. I'm kind of immature. Go figure. Big shocker. The TSR Sports is immature, so I've always dated generally 5 years younger than me. And usually with my immaturity and their age, we sync up pretty good. Uh, Justin, yeah, I'm glad I came back to this too. A friend of mine was talking to me tonight. He's like, I thought you weren't going to do that anymore. I'm like, I found a way to squeeze in probably 3 games a week. You guys notice I'm not doing videos every day. I didn't do a video yesterday. I'm not sure I'll have a video tomorrow. I'm doing stuff when I can. But there's no point in like just not doing a channel if there is time for it. It doesn't interfere in life and you enjoy doing it. And that's the key is I really wanted to focus on enjoying the channel. Last year before the season ended, I was doing videos, live streaming live streaming 4 times a week, usually doing a video every day. And I was like, I don't know, I've got way too much going on, too much life outside of YouTube to do that anymore. Nice, Adrian. Let's trade Dougie to anyone for anything. Ooh. December 2nd and December 4th. I mean, you guys are going to see me there. I know they say, I've already talked about this on the channel, don't tell people that you're leaving your house. I'm like, I'm going to have a friend staying here. I have ADT. My neighborhood has a nice neighborhood watch type thing going. I mean, if anybody came here, they're going to get messed up. Who do you want to see the coach? Uh, Honestly, Bobby, me. I think I would make a great coach for the Spurs. Probably not Kyle, unless, you know what I'm saying? Frank Vogel is a big possibility. Huge possibility. Kellen's second free throw is way short. Oh, Keldon. Spurs get the ball back though. Nice hustle, loyal teams. But actually, I think Keldon may have gotten the steal, so he heard me. He's listening to me in his ear. He's like, "I'll show you, dummy." Josh Richardson's open for three, takes the three and makes the three. 1 point game. There we go. I don't think I want Jason Kidd as our coach. Frank Vogel seems like a strong possibility. Quinn Snyder definitely a strong possibility. I guess any of them are a strong possibility. We won't know until it happens. Jean Morant. But Quinn Snyder's one I forgot there. Veronica, good call. Quinny might be the guy. Tough shot by Laravia in traffic. Gets it off the glass. 83-80. Mark Jackson, you think? How about Sean Elliott? You think Sean Elliott would, or Manu? How about Manu Ginobili as head coach? Jay Rich over to Jakob Proto. Jakob dribbles into the paint. He Euro steps and gets it. Jakob using the Euro step. What? Didn't bust that one out much. Tim Duncan will not be the coach. No chance. I don't think Duncan wants it. Jean Morant, jumper in the paint, good. A college coach? I mean, I don't know. Depends. I mean, I'd like to think the Spurs will make the right choice, whoever it is. Jakob Pertl in the paint, whips it across to Kellen. Kellen's going to drive baseline. Tough shot, and it's going to roll off the rim. He was fouled and going to go to the line for two. I think Quinn's probably the best possibility. Rich, you probably could get Giselle and Donica Patrick both. Jazz are 10-3? If he would ever coach him, he said no. Kelvin misses another free throw. I know she is. She was a race car driver. Patrick, wasn't she? Was she NASCAR or Formula One? But I know she is. The Jazz are legit. Kelvin made the second one. 2 point game. Oh, we got Sean Light's autograph. He said he would never coach the Spurs. Oh, yeah. I think he's very, very content doing commentary for the Spurs, and I don't blame him. I mean, I would love that job. Tyus Jones, runner, bounces off the rim, and it is no good. Kellen Johnson, rebound. 3 minutes to go. Spurs down by 2. Both teams in the bonus. Jay Rich takes a long 3. And that one is no good. Fight for the board. Jakob Poeltl gets said board. Kicks it out to Doug McDermott for 3, and I think we have a foul before that. 3 went in, but it's not going to count. Jakob was fouled, which unfortunately means he's going to the line for 2. So hopefully he, hears me say that and can prove me wrong. Avery Johnson, I don't think Avery would come here. Becky Hammond, she can't. She's under contract for 4 more years. I don't think there's a clause in her Las Vegas contract where she can leave and come to San Antonio. Yeah, she's not leaving. Exactly, John. Definitely not. Oh my gosh! I just got to keep using this reverse psychology with Jakob Poeltl. He's making the free throws now. I like it. They do have good, yes, Mordecai. They do have good ball movement, and ball movement is crucial to success. Success in life. Jakob with 17 points tonight. Missed the second free throw. All right, maybe be asking a lot to make all of them. It's getting a little nipply in my house, so I might be putting my hoodie on. Winter's around the corner. Kickball by Jakob. And Grizzlies should get 14 on the shot clock, and they will. Ooh, that's nice and warm. It's been sitting on my lap all night. Charles Massey, the man, the myth, the legend, checking in for the Spurs. I do as well, John. Should I hit on Michelle Beadle when I'm in Texas? She's pretty close to my age, isn't she? And she's a basketball fan. I'll just do the tried and true. How you doing? John Morant calling for a pick and look angry calling for that pick and roll. Runs into Charles Massey. Kicks it out for 3, and it is going to be no good. Don McDermott with the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go. Spurs down by 1. McDermott runs up the court. And the offense will reset with Jay Rich. Jay Rich gets it over to Devin Vassell. Back to Jay Rich. He's going to take another 3, and that one's good. Spurs take the lead up by 2. Exactly, Bobby. That's how I feel about Winter, too. Mordecai's been getting down into it was 32 when I woke up this morning. I don't like 32 at all. I'm used to it. I still don't like it. Jones almost throws it out of bounds. And now the ball's going to be thrown. Is that a backcourt violation? Yep, over and back. Turnover by the Grizzlies. Spurs get the ball back up by a deuce. You have your air conditioner on? About that. Just kidding. What am I going to do for Thanksgiving? Nothing. I don't really have any family up here. I think I told you guys a story. If I didn't, I moved up here to help take care of my mom in 2017. On October 1st, she passed away December 1st, 2017. I was close with my stepdad then and stayed close for about a year. Then he met somebody else, and well, my services were no longer needed. Romeo Langford out to Jay Rich. Jay Rich back to Demisell for 3. Good! 5-point lead for the Spurs. Momentum has swung to San Antonio. They're on a 16-4 run in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Anyway. Jones to Clark. Clark looking for, I don't know what he's looking for. Looking to get rid of the ball. That's what he's looking for. Gets it out to Desmond Bane. 6 on the shot clock. Desmond Bane stops. Kicks it back out. We need the shot clock's at 2. Finally a shot and a nice runner by LaRavia. I almost said Labia. Thank you, Robert. That's been 5 years. I mean, I'm very much at peace with it. And now Josh Richardson gets all sorts of thrown down. I don't know what happened there. Vamos, Spurs, vamos! Oh, no, you guys don't have to. No, sorry. It's been 5 years. I'm totally cool. Obviously, I wish she was still here, but I also know that she'd want me to move on with life, enjoy life, so I'm good. Thailand, what? Shut the front door. Did we want Jake Labia? That's so much easier for me to say. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't say that. What am I turning up this weekend? I need to meet a Miss TSR Sports. That's the only way I'll probably do New York Giants games again because I can't get viewers on, I just can't get viewership. But if I got like a hottie tamale next to me and somebody has a giant, man, can you imagine if I met a girl? Of course, this is Not going to happen. That's a Giants fan, a Spurs fan, athletic, and plays Magic the Gathering and Xbox. I'm looking for the female version of myself. That doesn't exist. Bane for 3. Good. Did we have an offensive foul before then, though? We did. I saw Romeo Langford eat some floor. I don't know how he got there. Well, apparently he was helped there by a Grizzly. That's an offensive foul turnover for Memphis. Go Spurs, go from Argentina. Oh, I didn't know that, Bobby. That's going to be a boring game. Go Spurs, go from Iraq. The Utah Jazz fans in the chat. Oh, one of them. 40 seconds to go in the game. Langford wide open for 3. Takes the 3. Nope. Not so much. And the NBA pass is freezing with 30 seconds left. Why do you hate me, NBA pass? Why do you hate me? I found the female version of me. Well, I'm sorry. That means she's a Red Sox fan. She has bad taste in sports. I can't believe they already played 13. I don't know what just happened to NBA pass. I got to back out again. Be lucky your teams all are in the state that you live in, Bobby, because when you have to buy and rely on a third-party service like the NBA garbage pass, I'm going to pull a game up on my computer again. I hate this freaking app. I hate this app. I should do a video on the NBA pass, like showing you guys the audio and video not syncing up. It's absolute trash. The app is trash. That's the end of the third quarter. We didn't miss anything too much. It's 94-89. My apologies. But seriously, I hate this app. I absolutely hate this app. I hate it with everything I have. Spurs 5-point lead going in the fourth. I'll take it. Like right now, I just have a frozen screen on my TV. And now the app is shut off. Gosh darn it. I just want to throw something at my TV, but then I would break my TV, and then that's not doing me any good. So I'm not going to throw anything at my TV. I might have to do I should. I'm off the next 4 days. Just doing a oh my gosh. I was gonna plug my Roku and plug it back in. I'll be right back, guys. NBA ass section. NBA ass is more like it, not the NBA pass. That's what I should call my review, the NBA ass review, because that's what the app is. Total garbage. But it is NBA related, and showing you guys video of the audio being so out of sync would be an eye opener. I bet Josh Richardson buzzer beater. Of course I did, because the NBA ass stinks. All right, Jay Rich with the buzzer beater. Local team in Connecticut, Celtics, and the Nets. So when the Spurs play those two respective teams, I won't be able to call it. It'll be blacked out on the NBA pass. Kind of like those of you that get the NBA pass in Texas. A lot of the Spurs games are blacked out from what I understand. That makes me not want to move where I'm from if the NBA... Oh, it's terrible. Honestly, it's absolutely terrible. And I hate to complain about it, but it's just a fact. It crashes every 15 minutes. When I try to watch anything with sound on, the audio is 15 seconds roughly ahead of the video. I should do a video on that. I should let you all know. NBA pass review. You already know it's getting an F-. It's just going to give you a headache, Sugar J Cherry. I mean, Bobby, I was actually thinking about that. If you want to have me on, I wouldn't be able to do any commentary. I would literally be living vicariously through your commentary. But I would know, at least you could let me know what's happening. If you wanted any input on any of the Spurs team players, obviously I can give you that. Grizzlies start off with a 3-point play, not a 3-pointer, but a 2 and 1. It is Spurs ball. Yes, you mentioned the bobblehead at the doors. I'm hoping the David Robinson bobblehead will be there December 2nd. Demisel with a really long 3. No good. There's going to be a foul on the Grizzlies under the rim. I don't like that shot. There was 6 or 7 seconds on the shot clock, and he was way downtown. Nationally televised game. Why do blackouts exist? Something I'm sure with the league contract to not take away viewership from the local channels or networks. Vassell gets into the paint to Bassey. Bassey's going to get fouled. Well, tell you what, if the Spurs are better this quarter, then that means we're winning the game because we're up by 2. So if we're better this quarter, that's a win. Which I'm tired of losing. We're not even up to 100 thumbs up yet. Oh my gosh, the struggle's real tonight. We only have 79 of these. I have not had a Spurs stream not get to 150 thumbs up, my friends. I hope this is not going to be the first one, but I also understand interest in the Spurs. Except for you guys that are here, the more casual fans they've already given up on the team. People have told me so. Well, I'm done watching. You're done watching. 95-92, 1-1-2-3 left in the game. Bassey's second free throw is good. Charles Bassey's looked decent as backup. Big boy Bassey. There you go. 96-92. Thank you, Delise. I appreciate it. And was that Jones in the paint? I turned away just for a second. It's a layup either way, or bucket for the Grizzlies. I keep seeing on the NBA Pass too on the top left. It keeps saying add 1 of 1, and then there's a timer, but there's no ad. So I wonder if these ads they're trying to add into the app are screwing the app up. Anyway, down the other end, we're going to have a foul. Brandon Clark is going to go to the line for 2. Charles Bassey with the foul. John Morant is playing. Nintendo, this young team of the Spurs is struggling at times to close out games. And I hope it goes down to the wire, though. Those are fun games to call. I think we're going to be competitive, John, but in the end, I still think this is a team that's probably. We may have been lucky to start the season. The magic definitely seems to have worn off. That being said, I still think we have a lot of good pieces in place, and I think we can still win some games. Hopefully, we smash the Lakers. No matter what happens in November, we play them like 3 times. I hope we sweep that freaking team. I can't stand the Lakers. Not necessarily the Lakers organization, but the LeBron James super team bouncing around the league, recruiting players. I'm so glad that's backfiring, and I hope it backfires against us. Langford with the miss. Bassey gets the offensive, but now fight for the offensive board, and we're going to have a jump ball. We are a bad fourth quarter team. So I don't think they're going to tank. I just think the inexperience and youth, they're just going to naturally lose some games. I just don't know how many they're going to lose. I have us at least for 25 wins as well. Wow, F the Lakers except Lonnie. Double F the Lakers. How do y'all really feel? I'll say this. I'm not a LeBron hater. I may come across that way. I'm not a fan, clearly. I was totally cool with him. Like, he cares. But when he did the answer or the question or whatever that stupid hour-long waste of my life, because I watched it much like probably a lot of you did, where the decision, and then he did this video after he lost, I think it was against the Mavericks, when he's like, "Oh, you guys, used to be working your 40-hour jobs when I'll be going home to my mansion and da 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 da." And he just came off as a really arrogant prick in that press conference. And right around there, I was like, I'm not a fan. You got to lay it down the other end for the Grizzlies by Bane. He's also very political, which I'm not a fan of myself. Not saying he's right or wrong. I don't know. That's a miss by Jay Rich. 98-96, 9:50 to go. Bane, 3-point pull-up is good. Wow. And just like that, the Grizzlies open up a 5-point lead as Desmond Bane is on fire. Lonnie's a villain now? Reddit Express News TP is open to joining front office. Is he? Is it a 12-2 run? Well, saying in 06, nobody's going to back him. Nobody. He's out on his own. And I don't want to discuss that story because that's obviously very political. Yeah, I have no comment on that. That one's a very sensitive subject, not appropriate for this channel. I got nothing. I'm thinking they need a good PR guy after the hot potato. It's I don't think we need a good PR person. It's what's going to happen in the investigation, the trial. If any, I think I saw Brian Wright might have known was going on with Primo, and if that's the case, that's going to be a bad look on the organization. That being said, if we have one bad apple besides Joshua Primo that comes out of this, me personally, I'm going to be disappointed, but I can't hold the whole organization responsible for one person's wrongdoings if they didn't know what was happening. Obviously, not going to hold it against any of the players. So we'll see what happens. I don't plan on doing any videos on that until we get some sort of news. Right now, there's really nothing to talk about on it. Joshua Primo's off the team. There's some accusations, of course, against him and the team. We'll see how it plays out, and once it's done playing out, we'll address it then. Lonnie's not starting anymore? I pop in LA Lobster wins. What's going on? Lonnie's still. I don't think Lonnie's a bad guy. My biggest knock on Lonnie Walker was he was inconsistent. He was probably the most athletic guy we had and made for some highlight type plays. He was very inconsistent though. He had that one run last year where he scored, I think, 20 points or more in a game, like 6 games in a row, and it really looked like Lonnie Walker was breaking out. It's like Lonnie, he's hit his stride. He's playing amazing, and then he got hurt, and then never got back to that form. And that's kind of been Lonnie. He's just his whole time as a Spur, he'd go out and score 20 points. You're like, man, this kid can play. Then the next night he scores two, and you're like, oh yeah, this is why you're coming off the bench. Just consistently inconsistent. Uh, LeBron wants out of LA. He's 38. He wants to be where he can win now. They're not a win now team. They're in a lot of trouble. Demisel pull up jumper is good. Spurs down by 3. How many points does Devin have? At least 20 now. He's got to be getting up there. Consistently stepping. Lonnie did step out of bounds a lot with the Spurs. Good point, Veronica. But is he out of the starting lineup already? Wow, that didn't last long if he is. Who are they starting over him? What do you get, like 10 games? That 3-point attempt by Jones is no good. It is Spurs. Tyus Jones. It is Spurs ball. I keep forgetting there's 2 Joneses out there. I just can't say Jones. Romeo Langford fakes the 3, passes it out to Trey Jones. Jones back to McDermott over to Demisel. He's open for 3. Nice ball movement. The shot does not go in. And it is Grizzlies ball. Under 9 minutes to go. LeBron and Kyrie to the Cavs? No, that's not happening. No, no. I was shocked. The Cavs are good right now, too, but LeBron and Kyrie turnover by the Cavs. Trey Jones on a fast break, 1-on-1. And misses the layup, but he's going to get fouled by David Roddy. He's going to go to the line for 2. No, Capitals are all good, man. Don't worry about it. Cavs are doing well. And LeBron has a pretty huge contract, doesn't he? He's got to be making like 40 plus million. He's on a max contract, isn't he? I can't imagine any team's going to want to give up too much for an aging veteran who's having actually one of his worst years of all time, isn't he? Probably because he's pushing 40, and you're asking a guy that's pushing 40 with 1,000,000 miles on his body to do way too much. That free throw's good, by the way, for the Spurs, 101.99. Leonardo, the Spurs surprise us a lot and beat some teams maybe they shouldn't, then lose to maybe some teams they shouldn't, get destroyed by some teams, and then they're all over the place. We never know what we're going to get. They're also this year somewhat consistently inconsistent. Yes, Sirski. Go Spurs goes right. LeBron's tanking for Wemby. What? I thought LeBron signed an extension. Isn't he there for another 2 years? Sean Morant's in the paint, kicks it out for 3, and that 3 is no good by Bane. Spurs with the ball on the rebound. 101, 108 minutes to go. Helen Johnson with the ball. He is checked back in for the Spurs. They go for an alley-oop to Bassey. Too much alley, not enough oop. He's not really got the ups for that play, so that's a turnover. 8 minutes to go. Tyus Jones pull up in the paint. In and out. Charles Bassey with the rebound. LeBron going to G League. Come on now. 112.85. Ouch. I was looking the other way on that shot. That's a Spurs miss. Either way, it is Grizzlies ball. The Lakers don't have, they're missing a lot of picks over the next few years. Bane into the paint. We'll kick it out for three. And it's good. Aldama stopped, then looked down, and then decided to take the shot. Take the shot! And then made it. Oh, man, the Knicks suck. Trey Jones drops it off to Keldon Johnson. Johnson, pick and roll, got room to operate, drives into the paint, throws up his body, throws up the ball. No good. Foul going to the line for two. Yeah, Mordecai, I would agree with that. They won a championship, but they gave up so much. And then they gave up a lot for Russell Westbrook, which clearly hasn't worked out. So they really just dumped their future. They got a ring, and it was the perfect scenario. We had the bubble. We had a couple months off for players like LeBron and AD to get healthy. They win the championship. I don't think that combination is going to win another one. Keldon at the line for two. He's 2 of 9 from the field and missed the free throw. He's like 3 of 5 from the line or 2 of 5. He's not shooting well tonight. Lakers don't have a pick until 2028. I thought it was 27. It's a few years either way. They're in some trouble pick wise. They want a Mickey Mouse ring. Yeah, but a ring's a ring. Ring's a ring. Any one of us would have taken a championship that bubble year. Spurs fans included. If they could have won in a magical run and won a bubble ring, we would have taken it. Heck, my team's first championship, people want to put an asterisk on it because it was a strike season. They only played, I think, 50 games in 98, 99. Tyus Jones runner's no good. Aquaman with the rebound, and then he throws the ball in the stands. Nobody there. Yeah, it kills. You know what? And I said earlier, if the Spurs are going to win, Keldon Johnson needs to play better in the fourth quarter, and he's not playing too well offensively. We're winning the turnover war as well. Only 9 turnovers for the Spurs versus 17 for the Grizzlies. So we're doing a good job holding on to the ball. Problem is, we're not winning. Jeremy Sohan out to Jay Rich for 3. Nope. Who do I think is going to win? The team that scores the most points is going to win. Definitely not a fan of all Texas teams. Not at all. That's a miss. Trey Jones with the rebound. Spurs on the run. Jay Rich will bring it up. Gets into the paint. Out to, he turned it over. Now a fast break for Jean Morant down the other way. And throws down a huge dunk because nobody was there. 106-101. 6 minutes to go. Yes, he does. 106-101. John Morant with 27, 4, and 3. Jeremy Sohan drops it off to Jay Rich. Richardson out in three-point land. Resets the offense with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pull up from the free throw line. Way short. And the Spurs offense going cold in the fourth quarter. The worst time for your offense to all of a sudden disappear. Morant one-on-one with Trey Jones. 14 on the shot clock. Just standing on the three-point line, looking now for a pick and roll with Steven Adams. Gets the pick, gets the roll. Into the paint. Alley-oop to Adams. And too much alley, not enough oop. Adams gets the ball back. And then we'll pass it out. And the runner is no good by LaRavia. Spurs with 0 field goals in the last 4 minutes. Carlos Jeter, ¿cómo está, mi hombre? No field goals in the last 4 minutes for the San Antonio Spurs. Trey Jones for 3. All right, we'll take that. And a timeout, and this bleeding finally stops. Bleeding.
You thought I was over. It's not over.
I just went Chris Barnes from Cannibal Corpse or whatever. I don't know. Yep, no scores in the chat, please. No scores in the chat. They have this Spurs team, man. Frustrating to say the least. Fun to watch, but man, oh man, you just don't know what you're gonna get with this team sometimes. I'm good, Carlos. I'm good. Could he delete? I don't know. Under 232. It's 210 right now. It'll be close. It'll be close to that number, 232. Depends how the team's playing the final 5 minutes. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm not a gambling man. Because I don't know when to hold up. Know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. 106, 104, we're in the timeout. 5 minutes of change to go. That's a great song. I like me some Kenny Rogers. That's probably one of the few. I don't listen to much country music, but my go-to would be either Kenny Rogers or Johnny Cash, probably. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I believe there's also like 5 Gambler movies. I think I've only seen one, but I was a little kid and I don't remember any of it. Oh, Carlos, my man, with the $5 super chat, he says, "Go Spurs, go!" I blew it. Try that again. He says, "Go Spurs, go!" We're just gonna go right through them all because why not? And boop, boop. There you go. Are we getting close to 150, my friends? Ooh, 150 thumbs up is a ways away, but you can make it happen. Because I haven't had a Spurs stream have less than 150 thumbs up. I don't want this to be the first one. And damn it, I want my team to win. The Spurs logo? It is, oh, well, it's right here. Mordecai with the $20 super chat. Thank you. He says, thanks for the Spurs content, my guy. You're welcome to you, my friend. Go Spurs, go. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all. You guys don't have to do it, but you're doing it. Thank you so much. That means, to just do a hobby covering a team you love, to have you guys, appreciate the content to do that. Just that's right here, man. Jean Morant thought about a three, pulls it down, 10 on the shot clock. Now pull up jumper for three is going to go over the backboard. Who shot that? Was that John Concher? I think it was. And Steven Adams is down on the ground, and now just pops right back up. Was he acting? We get a little acting job there. How do you go from not moving and looking like you're dead to like up and like, okay, I'm all right. I want to see the foul. Oh, it's total acting. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, he just flopped. His arm and Jeremy Sohan's arm were a little tangled, and then all of a sudden, Steven Adams goes flying into the basketball stand and then lays down like he's dead and then pops back. Oh, what? The Academy Award goes to Steven Adams, you bunghole. Robert, the super chat. Thank you, my man. He says, go Grizz. Oh, it's Grizz fan. Thank you. So the $2 says, go Grizz. Good luck to your channel. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Look, I'm not trying to throw shade at Steven Adams, but he was doing some acting there on that foul. If my Spur was doing one of my guys, I would call him on that too. I'd be like, wow, Kelvin really sold that one. They're showing the replay. They're barely tangled up. And then Steve Adams actually just hit. What the hell? Sohan didn't even push him. He just dove. He took a dive. He literally just threw himself on the ground. What the? Oh my God. I think one of the girls watching the replay just laughed. That might be running the. What the hell? His arm was like tangled up with Jeremy Sohan, and then he's like, ugh. Just. What the hell? He is getting ready for his new movie. Does he do that a lot? I think the Spurs challenged that. That was clearly I don't know if they're still going to call foul on the Spurs. That was. I hate to see that. That's like the. Do you guys remember last year, or the year before, when LeBron James, somebody threw an elbow up, and literally it's like this with Selena, and then he, acted like he got elbowed in the head and then hit the floor, and they called the foul. It is still Grizzlies ball. I don't know what the call was. I don't have the sound up. I think that call might have won against us. That was ridiculous. Whatever. And then a nice drive and layup by Bane. I mean, back in the 90s NBA, if you did that nonsense, you'd be hit with a real elbow to make sure you went down for real this time. Who does this fool think he is? The common foul? Is he known for that? I don't remember ever seeing him do that in a game. Keldon Johnson for three, and my man, finally! KJ with the big three from the baseline. Hopefully he can finish his game strong. The Spurs need him to come out of this funk he's been in all night if they're going to have a chance to win this game. Jazz first team to 10. Does he always flop? Oh, okay. Well, he's floppy. Robert Durant, I agree. 90s NBA was my favorite, even though the Spurs weren't very relevant. Ooh, huge collision between Trey Jones and Ja Morant. Both teams want the foul. I don't know who this is going to go against. I think the Grizz might get the break on this one. 90s was trash. Nah, they actually could play defense, man. It wasn't just chucking up 53s a game. I prefer the 90s game, but everybody, I mean, if you were born in 2005, for example, then you're like 90s suck because you weren't alive during it. I watched the whole 90s run. I've watched modern basketball, and I don't like teams just running up to the 3-point line and launching threes. It's just not my thing. And the crazy thing is I always hear how much better the athletes are today than they were in the 90s, yet nobody plays 82 games anymore. I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, almost nobody plays 82 games anymore. Carlos Gito and another super chat, my man. He says we need to be more focused in the last minute. Okay, I'm focused. Calvin Johnson for three again. Ooh, In-N-Out Burger. 1 point game in the last 3.5 minutes. Spurs looking for what would be an upset victory. Ja Morant drives, gets into the paint, stops, pops, and back rim no good. Kelvin Johnson with the rebound. I am focused on the game. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Devin Vassell starts to drive, gets into the post. Pull up Jay. No good. These balls just aren't dropping for the Spurs. You know what I mean? Both teams in the bonus, both teams with 2 timeouts, 108, 107, 3 minutes to go. Bane pick and roll 3-pointer, no good. Devin Vassell with the rebound. Trey Jones will bring it up for the Spurs. Spurs got their starting lineup in there. Gets to Kellen. Kellen to Sohan in the paint. Sohan with the dagger dunk of justice. Spurs take a 1-point lead. Nice dish and a great finish by Jeremy Sohan. Sohan probably our best finisher at the rim already on this team. I mean, say what you about our 19-year-old rookie, but does anybody else throw it down as hard as him and as efficiently on the roster right now? Bane in the paint layup is good. Nice drive by Desmond Bane, and he gets the lead back for the Grizzlies. 110-109. It's getting tight. The game's getting crazy. 1-point game. Desmond Bane with 28 points, by the way, having a fantastic game for the Grizz. I think I saw before the game he's averaging 24 plus a game. Speaking of averaging 24 plus, Kellen Johnson drives in, gets past Ja Morant, throws it, and kisses it off the glass. Spurs up by 1 with 2 minutes to go. Mass King Cod, what's up? Grizzlies fans, appreciate all the Grizzlies fans in here that are hanging out. If you're trying to get play-by-play or a score at the end of the game, Spurs fans, of course, as always, thank you for being here. Ja Morant 1-on-1 with Devin Vassell, 8 on the shot clock, drives, gets into the paint, spins around, throws it the layup, and it's going to roll off the rim. A fight for the board, and Steven Adams comes down with it, kicks it out. A drive by Bane off the rim, bounces off the rim, finally in. Crazy series of events. The Grizzlies will take a 1-point lead. Yes, please, no spoilers in the chat. No scores, please. No scores. It is Spurs ball. Trey Jones out in 3-point land. I was getting my clock correct. And now we're going to have a whistle. And if that's on Brooks, the Spurs will be getting 2 free throws. Hopefully it is not Jakob Poeltl going to the line. He is. Actually, we have 2 bad free throw shooters out on the floor right now. Jakob Poeltl and Jeremy Sohan are not good free throw shooters for this young Spurs team. So that does give me a little, I think Devin Vassell might be at the line. No, it's Kelman. And he missed. Colin Johnson has missed like 3 or 4 free throws tonight. And when you're in a 1-point game, you cannot. He's 5 of 9 from the line. That's 55%. 5 of 9. My man, what you got to, you can't keep missing these free throws, man. It's a tied game, but Jakob, of course, he's missed some free throws tonight because he's. We're coming down the final countdown. Ja Morant over to Steven Adams. Adams will pass it off. And Bane with the ball right now. Back to Ja Morant. Wide open for 3. In and out. And the offensive rebound is chased down by Trey Jones. Jones brings it up the court. He had a 1-on-3. That's not going to work. Jones will reset the offense. Under a minute to go, Spurs and Grizz fans. And a very good game, no matter what happens. Good game. Hopefully my team wins, but a good game nonetheless. Both teams fighting hard tonight. 7 on the shot clock for Devin Vassell. Little crossover, step back jumper. Short, no good. Jakob Poeltl fights for the board, going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with San Antonio. This is way too close. I can't look at the chat, though. Some people are putting spoilers in there, being bungholes, so I don't want to see any bungholes. So I'm going to focus on the game. I don't know who that went off of, though. I need to see the replay again. It's very close between Brooks and Poeltl. The refs are saying it's Spurs ball. We have 40 seconds to go. Tied game. Both teams in the bonus. Spurs ball. Kellen's going to get in as I'm going to hit a little Mas Agua for the end of this game. Kellen into Jakob Poeltl. Poeltl drop it off to Trey Jones. Spurs can go 2 for 1 here with 9 on the shot clock. Trey Jones drives to the paint. Stops, pops. In and out. There is a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jean Morant way out in three-point land. 10 on the shot clock. 8 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. 4 on the shot clock. Drives in the paint. Dishes it out. Are they going to get a shot off? They get the shot off, and that is an air ball. 24-second shot clock violation. Whoa! Timeout and a 24-second shot. The Spurs are going to actually have 6 seconds. Damn. A very poor possession by the Memphis Grizzlies. The game is on the line, and you don't get a shot off. Let's also give the San Antonio Spurs some credit for some solid defense. Jean Morant dished it out. Brooks was getting all sorts of hassle by Keldon Johnson, then double by Trey Jones. Brooks pulls up, and the shot is just short. And it's no good, and I can't look at the chat now because I don't want any spoilers. I'm covering up the chat. I can't see it. 6, actually it's a little more than 6 points. I want to get my clock exactly right for y'all. The exact time on the clock is 6.60. It is 112 all. Spurs play again on Friday versus the Milwaukee Bucks. That's going to be a tough game. Looking to end their 4-game losing streak against a very good Memphis Grizzlies team. A Memphis Grizzlies team that has really beat up on my Spurs as of late, especially Jean Morant. Can we get some sort of buzzer beater? Can we get a win? Who takes the last shot? Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson? Do we get a shocker? Maybe it's Jeremy Sohan or Jakob Poeltl? Does Trey Jones? I assume those are going to be the 5 on the floor. And No, I see Doug McDermott. Devin Vassell, Trey Jones, Doug McDermott, Jeremy Sohan, and Keldon. They took Jakob Poeltl out. I'm having nightmares of the NBA Finals when Tim Duncan was taken out at the end of the game, and that cost us. So Pop going with the better shooter with McDermott in the lineup. Keldon's going to inbound the ball. We'll get into Trey Jones. Jones to Devin Vassell. Vassell over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson drives into paint. Stops, throws it up. Off the rim. No good. We're going overtime. Oh, overtime. Keldon had a pretty good look. It bounced around the rim a couple times. And that was that. That's 5 seconds, Rich. Dang. Overtime, my friends. Well, going to be a long night for me. Game's not over, guys. OT. Whew. O to the team. Where's my quarter thing? All right. First overtime game this year, and it's a good one. Thankfully, the Spurs didn't play last night, and they don't play tomorrow night. It is close. Keldon. Yeah, I figured it would be Devin or Keldon with the final shot. Devin Vassell did have the ball. He deferred to Keldon. Keldon had a decent look at it. Hit the rim a couple times. Just wasn't going for us. Yeah, I mean, you might be right at your boy Rico, but you can't touch the ball that's on the rim. You know that. It's goaltending. And I saw him there getting ready to, do something with it, and I'm like, it's still on the rim. No, Adrian, come on now. I don't want us to lose. Damn, the team that scores the most points, I guarantee you, is going to win this game. Grizzlies outscored us 23-18 in the fourth quarter, and I hate to, put this on cat. Oh, we're almost at 250 thumbs up, my friends. We got enough people for that now. Where was I? I was talking about the Spurs missed free throws, not just literally just a few minutes ago, and just one more free throw. And Kelman's usually a decent free throw shooter. One more free throw, and this game's over. 113-112. It did get intense. It did. Oh, thank you, the general. I do. I like to have fun. Like to keep it, you know, have. I don't I try. Really try not to swear. I like to call the NBA pass the NBA ASS earlier because that's what it is. But I just like to be chill and enjoy my team. And if the opposing team's fans are here, make you feel welcome. I mean, I have no hate against any fan base. I hate the Red Sox and Patriots, but their fans I don't have an issue with. Hate's a strong word. Dislike. I don't. The Grizzlies. Jackson is out tonight for Memphis. Aside from that, I think you guys have most of your lineup. What up, Lucci Gaming? TSR kills depression. Don't go to my music channel then. There's some depressive stuff on there. TSR Music cheap plug. All right, players are back on the court. Overtime is here, and away we go. 5 minutes remaining. Overtime. A fun Wednesday night game between the Memphis Grizzlies and my San Antonio Spurs. Aquaman versus Jakob Turtle, and Turtle beats Aquaman. TURTLB power. All right, Spurs ball. Points in the paint, 60 for the Grizzlies, 54 for the Spurs. They're just throwing that stud up, so I thought I'd read it for you. Both teams have, I think, their respective starting lineups out there. Yes, they do. Devasel, pick and roll with Jakob Pertl, drives, dumps it off to Trey Jones. Jones, crossover, pull-up jumper off the glass is no good. I don't think Trey Jones is having a very good shooting night, is he? Fast break down the other end of the Spurs don't get back in transition, and John Concher, not part of the starting lineup, gets the bucket, and the Grizzlies score the first bucket in overtime. I don't like the Jesse Rodriguez, what's up? My favorite Giants troll. He loves the New York Giants. Devasel, pull-up jumper, good. And are we going to have an offensive foul on the Spurs? Oh, Butterfinger. Offensive foul on Jakob Pertl. No bucket. I hope you're right, Veronica. Nothing worse than seeing a shot go in, especially a three-pointer, and then the bucket's taken away from because of a foul. Just like the NFL. Is there no worse feeling than seeing like ooh, that's not a good feeling. That's a three. Brooks for three. But when you see like your team returning a kickoff, like 100 yards for a touchdown or a 75-yard touchdown bomb, and then it doesn't count, penalty. Negated. Play doesn't count. Keldon to Jakob in the paint. Jakob with the runner. Good. 3-point game. 3:40 to go. Spurs down by 3. Ben Simmons in the chat. Ben, you suck. You're like the worst all-star ever. What the hell happened to you? You're like terrible with the Nets. Yeah, Lacrosse, I saw Luka's 30-point streak ended. It is no more. Memphis playing a little game here. The inbound ball was just rolling and the shot clock hadn't started. The Spurs finally ran up. I think they're just kind of trying to run the whole game clock out. Bane pull up jump. Oh, man, he's been killing us tonight. Desmond Bane. I agree, Adrian. If somebody's putting a score in the chat, just all I can say is time them out. They'll be out for 5 minutes. Desmond Bane with 32 points tonight, 12 of 23, including 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. He has been fantastic for Memphis tonight. Jeremy Sohan. Oh, what happened? We got a foul on us? Offensive foul on the Spurs, or is that a defensive blocking foul on the... Ooh, that's on us. That's an offensive foul. Sohan threw his shoulder into John Morant, and that's all it takes in the NBA to get the offensive foul. Can you imagine Shaq trying to play in this day and age? He'd foul out in the first quarter. He was notorious for throwing his body into people. That was like his. I mean, he was 7 foot 300 pounds, but that's how he. You just knock everybody into the rim. John Morant pull up into the paint. Good. And now the Spurs are in trouble. Immediately down by 7 and halfway through overtime. And Pop's going to call a timeout. I didn't know Bam was that good. A homer. It is. It is. It is. I still love the NBA. But it is the I talked about this on the channel before. I think the cupcake started. I don't want to say cupcake. I think the league really started getting softer after the Malice in the Palace. I think that's when the game changed. Like they didn't want the hard fouls anymore because hard fouls equal anger, anger equals frustration, frustration leads to the dark side, or all that nonsense, and then you're getting in a fight. But I think the Malice in the Palace. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that was the huge brawl between the Knicks and the Pacers that went up into the stands, and players were fighting with fans. If you've never seen it, YouTube it. It's crazy to watch. And I think that was the turning point for the NBA when the league really changed the rules. I could be wrong. All right, Adrian, good night. I'll be here till the end. And the game's not over, but they're getting us in overtime right now. Oh, Shaq would have he would foul out offensive wise. Piston. Oh, was it Piston to Papers? What? Oh, did I say Knicks? There was those Pistons and Pacers. I'm sorry. The Knicks and Pacers did hate each other, but you're right, Jared. Pistons and Pacers. Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. I got my teams wrong. I'm tired. Yeah. Still, that was something to see. I remember watching that on ESPN that night. I was like, whoa! Ron Artest, he done went up and punched the fan, and he punched the wrong guy. He didn't punch the guy that threw soda on him or beer or whatever. He punched the dude in the area. Nuggets Knicks. That's why I'm thinking of the Knicks. Biggest fight in NBA history. Oh, it wasn't great, but it is great if you know what I mean. Like looking back on it, it's like wow, but it was not a good look for the NBA. Anytime something like that happens, like when Khabib Nurmagomedov in the UFC jumped over the cage and went and attacked, I think it was one of Conor McGregor's trainers, and the NBA Pats just came back to the game, and all of a sudden we're in the future by 30 seconds. They were in a commercial break. You know what? Don't buy the NBA Pass. I'm going to do a review on it this week. I've got to. I really need to do a review of the NBA Pass and let people know how bad it is. I don't know what just happened. They literally were in a commercial and they came back to the game. The Grizzlies were up another bucket, and there's 141 left. This is what I'm paying for. Can you believe this? Let's just keep showing commercials while you're missing the actual game. Brilliant. 5 on the shot clock for the Spurs. They win the jump ball. Kelvin with a long 3, no good. Yeah, that might be the game. Damn. Yeah, we're down by 9. If you guys head out, please do hit the thumbs up on the way out. It does help the channel, but I think that pretty much, barring a Reggie Miller or Tracy McGrady like hero ball within 15 seconds, John Morant pull-up jumper, no good. Trey Jones with the rebound, Spurs on the run. Demisel, fast break, layup, good. We need a whole lot more of those and don't have a whole lot of time. I'm going to be here to the end, and if we pull this out, holy crap. But it's going to take a Herculean effort. I am paying for freezes and shutdowns and bad audio. I really should do a review on it. Kyle, I didn't even really think of doing a review on it. It popped in my head briefly, and we're going to have a timeout apparently. Or a foul. I don't know what's going on. But I think people need to know how bad it is. Carlos, my man, drops a $3 super chat. He says, it's okay, Spurs play good. Always go. You're right, man. Hey, I'll be supporting the team. Go Spurs, go here. As long as the effort's there, we see our guys developing. Yeah, they're gonna be inconsistent. Wow, we got crushed on the boards tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 53-37. 53-37. Absolutely getting annihilated on the boards. Thank you for everybody that super chatted tonight. Anybody that's hitting the thumbs up. I'll be supporting the team. I'll be rooting for them. You know what? If this team plays hard all year, they're fun to watch. And if they do wind up a lottery team, then obviously I'm going to be hoping we get the number 1 overall pick when the balls come up. I mean, any Spurs fan would be in. If you know what? If that happens and they do get Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson, if they get one of the top 2 picks, that could really change the franchise. And it could be a boost to my channel. Not gonna lie. Steven Adams, he played very well tonight. it doesn't go into overtime. If your league pass ran out today, I wouldn't renew it. If I did not call Spurs games, I would not have the NBA pass because trying to watch my as much as I love the Spurs, I'd rather watch the highlights because the highlights, the audio is in sync. When I try to watch a game when I'm not calling it, whether it's even just a replay, I want to watch Game 7 of the 2003 NBA Finals, David Robinson's last game, and the audio was like 15 seconds ahead of the video. And that's a replay. You can't watch a sporting event. You can't watch anything where the audio is way out of whack with what you're watching on your TV. It's not going to work. I could say, I know you guys, some of you watch the game with me, but you can sync up my audio very easily with whatever you're watching by just pausing it. I can't fix the audio video delay on the NBA app. It just doesn't work like that. I hate the Grizz. Okay. I don't hate them. They're a better team right now. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, John Morant's one of the best young players in the league. We don't have that kind of player yet. Morant's just going to take a long three. That's no good. Ball's going to get knocked out of bounds. It'll be Spurs ball down by 7. Ghost, good game, Spurs. Low key happy. Not gonna lie. Oh, Jared, it's so hard to watch when it's like that. Trey Jones running the paint, no good. Actually, Jakob Poeltl caught that. It's a 5-point game. We're not out of this yet. We need a turnover like now. That's fair, Michelob. Bane runs up the court and ran in, fouled by Keldon Johnson. What was the over under? I think it's over now, right? Did somebody say like 232? They definitely hit the over. 123, 118, 36 seconds left in the game. It'll be Grizzlies ball, 17 on the shot clock. They're obviously going to run the clock as long as possible. And those missed free throws by the Spurs tonight before overtime really, really, really costing us because could have avoided overtime and won the game. Spurs not going to foul. John Morant, 3-point lane guarded by Trey Jones, starts to take off, gets into the paint, stops, pops. It's an air ball. Jakob Poeltl with the rebound. Spurs on the run. Trey Jones sprints up the court, gets it to Jeremy Sohan. Sohan in the paint, throws up a reverse layup. It's good. It's a 3-point game. Spurs playing a full court trap right now. And intercepted turnover. Jeremy Sohan with the ball, dunk, and the Spurs are down by 1. Timeout, Grizzlies. The Spurs are down by 1. Whoa, mama! This just got interesting. A steal on the inbounds pass, and the Spurs are actually only down by 1. Holy moly. What did just happen? It looked like we were done, and now it's a 1-point game. Everybody left. We had like 350 people or 400. They like, game's over, we're out. And the Spurs just made it a 1-point game. I'm going to have to cover up the chat so there's no spoilers. What a defensive play. There's a lot of plays that could be play of the game in this game. I don't know what the refs are looking at right now. They're reviewing something. 123, 122. I don't know what the officials are looking at or what they're talking about. 14 seconds left. The Grizzlies were up by 7 with, I think, a minute to go, less than a minute, and the Spurs have made an incredible charge at the end. A turnover by the Grizzlies on a full-court press with a nice steal by Jeremy. I think Jeremy Sohan had the steal. I don't remember. I'm so excited. And the Spurs now down by 1. Now it's going to be Grizzlies ball, so the Grizzlies are at a timeout, so if the Spurs can cause a turnover, they have a legit shot at possibly winning this game. But if you're a Spurs fan, watching them fight at this end of this game, and wishing for them to lose, man, you ain't a Spurs fan. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. It might not be a popular opinion. If you watch our guys fight like this, and be down and keep fighting to the last second and look at our guys and go, yeah, I want you to lose. And you're not a Spurs fan. I'm calling it here. It's going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't care. I'm standing by it. Not a Spurs fan. What the hell are they reviewing? I don't want to look at the chat in case I'm behind you guys and I see a spoiler. Long replay. I don't know what you're watching. I didn't see anything from anybody that looks sketchy. John Morant was blocked down the other end. Spurs want a fast break. Sohan got into the paint, got the reverse layup. There was 20 seconds on the clock. Spurs playing a full court defense. Bane passes the ball, and it's intercepted by Sohan. Sohan drives, throws down a huge thunder dunk of justice. Timeout. What are we reviewing? I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of stuff in the chat. I'm covering up the chat right now. At the end of the games, I cover up the chat so there's no spoilers. I don't know if they're checking the clock. This is taking way too long. And doesn't look like anything changed. So we wasted 3 minutes doing nothing, apparently. And it's going to be Grizzlies ball. They took 5 seconds off the clock. Holy moly. That's what they were reviewing. Apparently, they're reviewing the clock, and they took 5 seconds off. The Grizzlies will take it up the court. And the Spurs do have a timeout. The Spurs need to cause a turnover. And the ball will be inbounded by Dylan Brooks as the Grizzlies are holding on now for dear life. But the Spurs have made a vicious comeback. They throw it down the other end of the court to John Morant, and then a quick foul. Nope, missed the foul. Finally, the foul at 5 seconds. The Grizzlies are still not in the bonus, and the Spurs are running out of time. Oh, this is going to be a shooting foul. John Morant at the line for 2. All right. What did I miss in the chat? Anything? It didn't take 5 seconds for Son to steal. Phil, I don't know why they ran 5 seconds off the clock there. I don't know what that call was. I cannot show the game due to copyright. That is correct. Thank you. I wasn't looking at the chat, but yeah, I didn't realize the clock froze. That didn't feel like 5 seconds, but whatever. John Morant just missed the first free throw. Holy moly, the Spurs are going to have 5 seconds. John Morant just missed the first free throw. This is getting really intense. Oh my goodness. We'll say he makes this free throw. We have a chance to win or go to, I got to think Pop's calling a timeout. He made the second one, and Spurs are going to call a timeout. Oh my goodness, we got 5 seconds left. Timeout, San Antonio Spurs. There was a shooting foul. Aggressive. It's been a fantastic. Phil? Delays. We looked like we were dead to rights. Man, everybody left the stream. I was like, if you're leaving, looks like the game's over. And even I was wrong, and I'm glad to be wrong. The Spurs have absolutely fought back big time in this game when it looked like the game was over. We're almost at 200 thumbs up, by the way. If we get to 200, would appreciate you. Thank you. A huge steal by... The clock was running, though. They just... I don't know what happened with the clock there. I got to cover up the chat again, my friends, for the end of the game. Okay, I don't want any spoilers, so it's not that I'm ignoring you. I have the chat covered. The refs still seem confused about how much time is supposed to be on the clock. The Spurs will have 5 seconds to either try to tie the game or win the game. No matter what happens, Memphis Grizzlies fans, good game. A fun overtime game to call. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. Great effort by both teams, and I'm proud of my Spurs no matter what happens. I prefer the win, but good effort by the team tonight. And the stands are quite empty. I wonder if a lot of fans left before that Spurs comeback in the last minute of overtime. I think some people may have left thinking, game's over. I think we're down by, I don't even remember what we were down by. 9, maybe, at the 1 minute mark? All right. Here's the inbound pass. Jeremy Sohan. We're out of timeouts. You got to get it in to get into Doug McDermott. McDermott over to Vassell. Vassell. He's going to take the 3. In and out. Damn. GG. GG. They went for the win, not the tie. I don't hate that. Grizzlies won 124-122. The game is over. Jeremy Sohan got the ball into Doug McDermott. McDermott dribbled to his left, got over to Dem Vassell. Vassell with a decent three-point looking shot, hits the side of the rim. Little short, no good. But a great game, guys. I mean, you know what? We're a young team, third youngest team in the NBA. That Grizzlies roster they have one of the best in the NBA in John Morant. Be proud of your team tonight. And if you're in the tank for Victor Club, then, you know, we're one step closer, I guess, to a lottery pick. That's not what I'm rooting for. I'm proud of the team. And you know what? At least they're fighting. You know, this is what I want. This is what I always say. I want my team to compete, be fun to watch, check, check. If they lose in the process and we get a lottery pick, so be it. I'd rather we win, but I get it. That damn rim. They did fight hard, man. We got to 200 thumbs up. By the way, thank you. Of course, if you don't want to hit it. Let's get some final game stats, and now I'm going to call it a night because I'm losing my voice, and I got to save my voice for work tomorrow. LeBron will not suit up against the Clippers. The Clippers are beating the Lakers 39-20. Wow, the Lakers are just... I mean, we're bad. As the Spurs, we have a losing record, if that's your definition of bad, but we don't have 3 future Hall of Famers on our team right now. Wow. Anyway, stats for the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks with 13. Santi Aldama with 7. Steven Adams with 7 points and 19 rebounds. He did have 6 turnovers. That was one ugly part of his game tonight. Desmond Bane and John Morant both went off for 32, shooting combined 26 of 52. So they shot 50%. Fantastic game from the backcourt of the Grizzlies. And you see there just the big difference between their backcourt and our backcourt. I mean, I like Trey Jones and Dem Vassell. They're clearly not up to the level of a Bane or Morant as of yet. Moving down the roster, Jake LaRavia off the bench with 6, John Concher with 4, Brandon Clark with 6, Tyus Jones with 11, and David Rowdy with 6 to round out the Grizzlies roster. For the San Antonio Spurs, Helen Johnson, really rough night tonight. 4-15 from the field, 2 of 8 from the arc, 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Really struggled from everywhere. Finished with 16 points. He did have 8 boards and 4 assists. Jeremy Sohan with 13 points, 6 of 7 from the field, one of his best games as a Spur. Jakob Poeltl with 22, 9 and 4. Very solid outing from Jakob, but he also missed 3 free throws, and one of those free throws maybe stops us going to overtime. Dem Vassell with 22. Trey Jones with a double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Off the bench, Josh Richardson with 13, Doug McDermott with 9. Charles Bassey looked good as our backup center with 10 points and 6 boards in 16 minutes, and Romeo Langford with 6. Spurs will be back Friday night against the Bucks at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be calling that. Good game. Would have preferred a win, but you know what? It is what it is. We fought hard. That's all we can do. And just try to get them Friday. Full-time Spurs fan, what's up? I'm calling it a night, my man. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly, because this thing went to overtime. The Spurs losing overtime. It was a good game. A lot of fun to call. Thank you all for being here. Hope to see you all Friday night. Until next time, what you gonna do when TSR Sports runs wild on you? Go Spurs, go!